few seconds. So ni dah ramai. Nak masuk macam mana? Yang baru register 2-3 orang baru, basically orang lama juga Majid, Fahana, as usual lah.
Okay lah, something lah. Go ahead je lah.
Okay, I open the floor now. Daniel.
Hello.
Hey, hi guys.
Ooh, hi Daniel.
Hi Daniel. Where are you?
I cannot hear you. Speaking.
Hi Pak Majid.
Hai.
Hello Pak Majid.
Assalamualaikum.
Yeah.
Wah, Daniel pun ada misai ya?
All effects of this
Yeah.
circuit breaker.
I'll wait until it's clear, then I shave off. Tak tahu bila. Daniel, wah ada misai ya?
This one for this one. You know Chinese feng shui, no. This one keep money one, keep money. How many of us is there today? 5 of us only. Cool, man. Good and easy.
I think there are people coming later lah.
Oh, okay. Then better I go first, don't waste time.
Can. Student also haven't come in yet.
Yeah. You must put host and this put host first, bro. You know to share participant screen, just put host first.
Wait, let me check. Share, no, on one participant only, right? Yeah, done.
Alright. I'm not host. Or you allow the share participant screen?
Yeah, I allow you.
Sharing,
okay.
No problem.
Okay, let me try.
Can.
Try. Ta-da! Okay, cool. Then
nice.
Okay lah. I had to put the Singapore flag, right? Actually, I presented before this one a long time ago. Then I
see.
Yeah. But I did a comparison in Malaysia and Singapore. Yeah. Anyway, Majid, how's business? I think your one affected a lot, right?
Terribly bad.
Yeah. I mean, you cannot do it.
Up to now, I still cannot open.
But they give you 4 months rental and GSS 4 months. Nothing.
I'm fighting with Far East now. I just sent an email and copy to tourism board.
Yeah. Okay. So I let you know because I'm also in ASME. So my president sits on the chair on the board. So very simple. What you do is don't pay the rental can already. Let's say for example now you got 4 months. I don't know you want 4 months or 2 months.
April, May, June.
Okay. So to my understanding,
July.
Okay. To my understanding, tell them based on the government new regulations, I no need to pay you rental. This is the link which I can. If you want, I can forward the link. This is the link, right? I'm not going to pay you. Charge me from July onwards, example, or from August onwards. Yeah, just need to pay. They cannot take any action on you one. You just don't pay, bro. Because the thing is this, they will say, oh, I'm waiting for this one. They cannot kick you out. They cannot do anything. If IRAS is slow with them, it's IRAS problem, not your problem, bro. It's not your problem. So don't worry.
Because you know, as early as early April, I wrote in already.
Yeah.
Then mid-April, late April, they replied to me. They waived 1 month April. Then May quiet. June also quiet.
Then don't reply, bro. Just tell them based on the government new law, because Shanmugam before he left, he actually passed this law, this bill. It's been passed already. So this 3 months,
I know.
yeah, don't have to pay, bro. Just like for me, right? I'm not gonna pay. If I look, because I said, this is the link now. You want to go and see the link. You settle with IRAS, not my problem. Yeah, because last time it was a lot about landlord will send you a letter, tell you, right? But then they realize no point. All landlord want to keep, man. They don't want to, I mean, they also try to do business now. We understand now. So the government said, no problem, just don't pay. We will settle. So IRAS will pay the landlord, right? And then the landlord has to cover also 2 months. Yeah. So this is what I understand so far.
Yeah, some I heard is like you pay first, then later they will.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, bro. Now got money you keep, bro. Yeah. Don't keep them.
Where to pay? Where got money to pay?
Exactly. Now don't pay. Just keep the money.
Correct. Yeah.
The money.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Bu Mutia already inside, huh? Okay, all right.
Hi, Ibu.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Ibu Mutia. Now then I see every time got
Nice to
CEO.
meet you.
Yeah, she's in our group chat, right? The Indonesian
Morning you
CEO.
will send very nice wishes. Really a good wisdom.
Sorry?
Every morning you will send us a note.
Every morning?
Yeah. Yeah, kan?
Yeah. But you don't know how to prepare it every day, yeah. That's why I don't do that on weekend.
Oh, is it?
Siraj, can I ask you, are you going to do a poll later to see how many people here are from Singapore or what? So that, if everybody are from Singapore, then my slide should be very fast, Other than yeah,
I don't know.
Other than Ibu Mutia, the rest all should be Singaporean. So just next,
Actually, so far we
fair,
have
not all of us understand the Singapore company law also.
Oh, okay.
Like for example, now I want to have a foreign investor.
Yeah. Okay.
So like my situation, you see what can be done, what cannot be done. Come, lie, I want all this investment money. So I think it's on the other angle also, not just setting up.
We have in the room we have people from Indonesia and also Singapore. So Ibu Mutia is from Indonesia, and then we have another Ibu Meliana also from Indonesia, and myself is from Indonesia.
Yeah, right.
So the rest also are all from Singapore. We are still waiting the rest of the people to join.
By the way, Daniel,
yes,
my lease expire in August. Coming August, they say renewal. Ask me whether I want to renew. I say, can you reduce 10%? Now we are still talking.
Oh, okay. I mean, that is the renewal is a new negotiation.
It's a different negotiation.
Yeah, different thing. Yeah, just know that you have the rental need to pay, just don't pay. Just don't pay anything. They cannot take any action on you. And let's say the rental finish, then we negotiate. Yeah.
Very smart. They only go by calling only. They don't want to write email, is it?
Yeah.
I say, please, as per your teleconversation, please commit this to me again.
Yeah. They're very smart. They put in writing, then later they bring to court. Yeah. But as I say, bro, don't need to care. I mean, just focus. Yeah, sorry, just now, Ibu Mutia, you want to say something, right? Sorry, we were having a discussion about rental.
I just want to know how many participants will already register for our event today. Is there any?
I think about close to 15 have registered.
Okay.
And then there are still some who come in and out, So okay, I think without further ado, I also find 5 minutes is more than enough to wait for our friends, and I'm sure as they come in at any point of time, they can still keep up and ask questions. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum. Thank you so much for making time to join our weekly Zoom networking series. Weekly Wednesdays, Singapore, Malaysia, 3 to 5 p.m. Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, 3 to 5 p.m. and Indonesia, Thailand at 2 p.m. So as always, we will have 1 week where we learn something new from our knowledge experts, and another week where we will actually network or share more about our products and services. Yeah, but also when we have time, you always will have people to share their products and services. Like for today, I find the crowd, I think we can still have time for some definitely some networking at the last part of our session. Because again, what we are doing over here, the objective over here is to strengthen our relations in the region, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines. Because kalau kita, I'm just going to mix a bit of Indonesian as I go along, or Malaysian. We are looking at, from these 4 countries, a total population of about 350 million. Obviously, Indonesia being the biggest contributor to that lah, 200 million, and then Philippines almost to 100 million, and then you got Thailand, Malaysia about 30, Thailand, I think, if I'm not wrong, Iskandar is there, so probably he knows better. I think about 60, 70 at least, probably about that.
70 million in Thailand.
All right, okay, very close. Okay, all right, good. So that's yeah, I think more than 400 million already. So again, with a population size of that big, it only makes sense that we try to strengthen our relations. Okay, so for today, today is our information sharing week, where I find we've been talking. Now today is our 10th episode, so it's been 10 weeks. I think 1 week where we rest because of Idul Fitri or Hari Raya. But 10 weeks we've been hearing people, our friends from our neighboring countries. Some say it's I mean, everyone is affected by the pandemic lah, for sure. But at the same time, it is also, we were finding ways to work with each other. So as we find some ideas, and I think Zaha and Kai have been talking to some of you, and getting to know that you guys have actually done some collaboration, some discussions. I think it's only a good time whereby we start bringing some experts about how to actually set up a company in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand. Because there's always this stereotype, or the common man understanding lah. Singapore, easy lah, online, everything online, one day, and then Malaysia, maybe about there lah, maybe 3-4 days, maybe 1 week, maybe 1 month, depending lah. I don't know. Again, people always think Hari Raya a bit longer lah, Ramadan maybe longer a bit, but is that true per se? And then Indonesia, people always say got right lane, left lane, express lane, fast lane, or slow lane. Is that even true? And then for Thailand, people have various thoughts. Or is it at the North Chiang Mai? Is it different from the South? Whether how they set up businesses and things like that. So again, a lot of questions. And but if we can, in fact, I think it's always, we have already, in this group, we already have people who are locals in their own country. So let's say Pak Majid want to set up in the future, a travel agency in Thailand. There's really a potential Thai partner over here. So it's something really can be done. Not if I'm just talking to Singaporean to open up in Thailand. But say, where's the Thai partner? You give me Thai partner lah. I got no Thai partner. How to start business over there? So in this group, there are a lot of possibilities. So we will hear from our experts, and then probably a bit of an introduction lah, maybe 10 minutes, a bit of an introduction from each one of them. And we go one round, and then all of you can start asking some questions also. And interestingly, I see, again, later on, there will be other people who will be sharing also, like for example, introducing themselves. But I see a tour agency owner, I see a sports marketing and, publishing company. I see a retail, duty-free shop owner, a property agent from Singapore, a consultant who actually does hotel management, education consultant, and also some social media guys. Okay, so without further ado, This is a good idea. See, Meliana already start to introduce. She put on the chat. So you say, bagus tu bu, very good, you know. So on the side, you can really start to get to know each other. Okay, so for our speakers, okay, I see a superhero here. And it's not every day I see superheroes. So I'm very interested to talk to superhero first. And I know usually sometimes cannot, but usually superheroes are ready, especially when they wear a jacket, they are ready to zip down and save someone. So, Mr. Fazudin, sorry for my corniness, a bit corny, but you know, it's just a bit of entertainment. Mr. Fazudin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Are you ready to share a bit about yourself, a bit about the Malaysia landscape on a general basis first, probably? Then we can go deeper on questions.
Sure.
All right, sir. Anytime.
Thank you very much, Mr. Siraj, for having me here. Thank you, everybody, for being around. I see a lot of familiar faces. It's really nice to see everyone, alhamdulillah, on a Wednesday sleepy afternoon.
Correct. It's raining day.
It's raining heavily. So I'm actually in my office in JB. The photo that you see behind me is a virtual background. This represents my office below, which is actually a co-working space that I open. So it's more for Singaporeans who want to put their offshore employees in Malaysia. They can hire, they can put here. So we have some Singapore clients who are doing that presently. It's also open to Malaysians as well, just in case, right? So I'm actually upstairs, so in the accounting office, right? I've been stuck here since the start of the MCO, Movement Control Order in Malaysia, and the circuit breaker in Singapore. So I'm here, inshallah, to share with you guys a little bit about opening up a business in Malaysia, right? And then I'll be happy to take along any questions that you have along the way later on. So maybe just a quick share about myself. I'm an accountant. I've been an accountant since year 2000. I graduated, right? And I became a member of ACCA the year after that. Yeah, it's been a very long journey. It's been very fulfilling as well. I've done a lot of, I've already serviced more than 500 companies. I've been doing mostly in Singapore. I'm also doing it in Malaysia as well, right? And we have associate offices in Malaysia, in KL, in Penang, as well as in Melbourne. So along the way, some of the things that I've done basically are, essentially accounting stuff, but we have actually injected a lot of technology as well. In fact, we are one of the pioneers in using Xero in Singapore since the year 2014, actually. So what I would like to actually go through with you regarding opening a company in Malaysia is that there are many versions to the same story. So I will stick to my own no bullshit version, right? Which is basically, at the end of the day, if you want to open up a company in Malaysia, it's actually not difficult. It's actually really quite easy, right? The only main thing that you require is you need at least one resident director who is actually staying in Malaysia. So I'm using my words very carefully because I'm not saying you need a Malaysian person. You just need a Malaysian resident director. That's all. Okay. So as long as you have a Malaysian resident director, and you actually have an address in which you can be contacted, for all government correspondences and all that, and you actually have an office which you can register the address, you should be able to open up without any issues. That's the most important prerequisite, right? Other than this, I would say, as long as you're not trying to open up a company in the industry which is regulated, like for example, oil and gas or something, right, or something which is protected by the Malaysian government, then the probability of you being able to get it should be quite okay. Shouldn't be an issue. Okay. And another stumbling block I want to just highlight is the name of the company that you choose. So sometimes you might already have, say for example, a certain name in Singapore, right? If I remember correctly, Mr. Majid here, your company name in Singapore is JEM Travel, is it? Yeah. So okay. So it's JEM Travel. If you want to open in Malaysia, for example, JEM Travel Sdn Bhd, you will need to justify what's the meaning of J, E, and M. So they want to know exactly what is it about. You cannot just say, okay, look, I have a Singapore company, JAM, I want to open a Malaysia company, JAM, they won't accept it. So these are the kind of simple considerations, But sometimes you can still make an appeal, right? Why? Because of international presence. If you have more than 2 countries which you are representing, in the same name, they may allow it as well. Yeah. So these are the main things opening a company. Along the way, subsequent to getting your company open, I think very, very importantly, just like in Singapore, compliances are very important. So this is like in Singapore a couple of years ago, meaning not everything is unaudited. There is actually quite a lot of, in terms of the requirements, most companies are still audited. Unless they're totally dormant or the revenue is below 100,000 ringgit, then they can actually go for unaudited financial statements. Right. Other than these things like income tax is not the same. How you do international taxes are also the same as well. So Singapore and Malaysia has a very, very strong rapport in terms of international taxation, double taxation agreements. So things like these are actually quite important. So if you're doing business in both countries, and if you're thinking, okay, good, so I want to transfer my profits to Malaysia, I don't think it's going to work out unless you have a real bona fide agreement that makes commercial sense as well. So these are some things to consider, right? Other than this, I think running a business in Malaysia is relatively quite easy. If you are a foreigner, meaning you're not Malaysian, if you want to open a company in Malaysia, another thing to consider is actually getting an employment pass, right? So this will enable you to actually be able to work without any issues in Malaysia for a good 2-year period, right? As far as the pass is valid. So in order for you to do this, and if you're going to employ yourself, then it's very important that you raise your capital from, say, if you open it up for 1,000 ringgit capital, you'll have to increase it to either 250,000, 350,000, or 500,000, depending on the persons who are holding the shares in the company. So if your company is predominantly local Malaysians, that means more than 50% of the shareholders are Malaysians, you just need to increase your share capital to 250,000. Okay, if you have a mix, Malaysians and foreigners, and the Malaysian is actually still the higher majority, then you're looking at 350,000 ringgit as the share capital. And if you have more foreigners than you have locals, then the amount you need to pack to is 500,000 ringgit. After that, then will be you can actually qualify to apply for a work pass for any of your foreigners, right? And then of course levies and all that is the same as what you would expect in Singapore. Yeah, so that's how it works. Okay, I think that's about it for opening a company in Malaysia. I would happy to take any questions you may have. So if not, I'll give the mic back to Mr. Siraj and say hi to your cute son over there.
Thank you so much, Mazudin. Yeah, they just love the limelight. Okay, so yeah, very good, clear explanation, and actually, I think it's something that thank you, that is straightforward in Malaysia. So again, there are, like how Mazudin mentioned, it's not exactly very difficult. He did mention something about the having a resident director rather than a full-fledged director or something. So and there were some numbers that was highlighted by Fazudin just now. I find if you have missed out, again, this is being recorded live on Facebook. You can actually come back again and to just rewind and get that. And in fact, obviously, Fazudin is in our group chat also. And also, he is also, yeah, I mean, there's this Zoom group chat. You can always text him directly. Now, what I find, why we have Fazudin over here, if I may share just a bit more, is again, there is various accountants and taxation experts that you may have in Malaysia. But what Faz brings to the table is he does not actually prescribe you things that you do not need. Now, so there are times where I meet our superhero over here and I say, okay, I want this. And it's like, you sure you need this? Like, for what's your objective? So that's where he actually, it's quite refreshing not to have people to upsell to me, but actually to just give me what I actually need, and actually you can actually talk to him, because he has some new packages that I know, incorporation packages that are very, very affordable. So yeah, have a chat with him later, and do give your questions as we go along. Okay, next. Okay, we have a few more friends coming in. I see Dato Ashim Saleh from all the way from KL, President of KL International Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. Okay, and our friend Edward, who's actually very well versed in China businesses. Let's move to Daniel. Yes, Daniel, are you there? Yeah, Daniel, maybe you want to share something about Singapore, how I mentioned just now. Is it, how's the structure? What is the percentage shareholding and things that you actually share with me on a regular basis? Now this is the audience for you to share your joy.
So thanks again, Siraj, Zahar, and the team, and hi to all those very familiar faces. So my name is Daniel. Just wondering, is this the time where we share the slide and then we go? Or
yeah, I think this could be a good time for you to just
cool.
Share your slides.
Okay, cool. So just before that, I want to say that Fast really knows his stuff, and I can say that actually, me, Fast, actually, and Ego and Siraj, we actually traveled to a lot of, we are part of the same chamber, which is Malay Chamber, which is also inside here. So if you want to know Singapore, you join Malay Chamber first, then they will tell you everything. But for me, the reason why I think Siraj invited me to come is because I focus a lot on foreigners coming to Singapore. Now, Fast also can do Singapore, right? But for me, I think why he wants me to speak on this, because
exactly
I focus more on the part whereby the foreigners come. Not that Fast cannot do foreigners coming to Singapore, but I think his main focus now is definitely developing Malaysia. And so later in my presentation of Fast, if I say something wrong or what, don't need to say in front, just PM me and tell me. So yeah, but he's a pro in terms of taxation and accounting lah. Yeah, so just want to say that to him. Okay, so Singapore. Okay, I'm just going to share my slide. Can everybody see the slide? Yeah, okay. So I did a quick slide. I'm not as charismatic as Fast, so I did a bit of slide so people can see and then they won't get bored of my face lah. So yeah. So I'm going to present to you all about setting up business in Singapore. So just let me get technical. Okay, so just a little bit about me. So I actually started this business. I didn't start this business. I joined this company in 2009. So I've been doing this for about 10 years already. So I have a license with ACRA, with license of MOM. I'm now in the council of ASME, and just a few things. So generally about setting up a business in Singapore, my strength would be on the corporate consultancy part, as I mentioned earlier. And about, I know what, as a foreigner, what their main concerns are, because majority of my clients are all foreigners, okay? So I've helped more than 300 over SMEs and mostly foreigners to come to Singapore the past 11 years. Not a very big number, but I mean, substantially, I've seen a lot of different kind of businesses, from big MNCs to small one-man shows, I've handled it all. So today's topic is very simple and fast. I won't take more than 10 minutes, I hope. So it's about, the few things is why people choose Singapore, for those of you who do not know. So those Singaporean, you just see, if you don't agree, this is a standard EDB template, okay? And then in terms of the estimated cost and timeline, and then view just a summary again of today's of my presentation about Singapore, okay? So why Singapore? Now, a lot of people know the reason. Again, for the Singaporeans, the reason why you're listening to this also is because sometimes you maybe want to find money, you want to find investment, you might use these facts to push of why you want to tell your clients that they should come to Singapore, okay? So, I mean, you all know where Singapore is, but I thought maybe got US people. So just say, this is the facts about Singapore, how big we are, what's our climate, what's our main services. Recently now, yesterday, we just had a nomination, so we're going to go for elections. Singapore currently, on the scale of COVID, we are not really... local cases, community cases is quite low, but we have a lot of migrant cases. So in Asia, in terms of numbers, we are quite high, but generally, in terms of safety and everything, we are okay for COVID. This is our currency. Is there a line there for some reason? Oh, there is. Why is there a line? Interesting. Okay. Okay. So so this is our current exchange rate as of yesterday. We did this population number, fax number, if you are interested, right? Yeah, and one thing about us is, like Malaysia, we are all multiracial, multicultural. So any foreigner coming to Singapore, they have a community to go to. The Turkish people, they have a place. Chinese people have a place. The Chinese people have a. There's a lot of community in Singapore. We have really a lot of foreign, workers also. Let me see. Next slide. Okay, so ethnic group changes. I don't know if you all want to know about this, but yeah, just in case. Yeah, and then all of you, if you want the slides, you can just ask from Siraj. I'll just pass it to him. Whoever needs it, you can just ask him for it. Okay, so no take picture. Okay, then this is about Singapore, blah, blah. Okay, a lot of MNCs choose Singapore, especially now, also because, in the past, right, if they want to build, let's say if they're from Europe or US, they choose Singapore because our government, in terms of politically is safe, the banking is secure, right? So a lot of them choose Singapore as a hub. Other considerations of choosing a country will be like for Malaysia, even Hong Kong. So Hong Kong and Singapore actually are the two top ideas for multinationals, MNCs to come down, right? But again, now with Hong Kong having some, I should say, issues, some issues. So a lot of them are saying, let me come to Singapore. And this is the fact that because of COVID, right? So if they're MNC, they will decide, okay, now I'm a MNC, so I cannot have so many operations in Asia where they want to have. If they have a Singapore and Hong Kong office, the likelihood of them closing the Hong Kong office to come to Singapore is really very high. So just a fun fact for you guys. So recently, I have a lot of Hong Kong companies coming to me, right, to actually migrate to Singapore over here. I do not know whether the rest of you have Hong Kong companies coming to your country, but for Singapore, a lot of them are really choosing here. Okay, so this is just talking about quality of life. A lot of them, have you seen the movie Crazy Rich Asians? So yeah, I mean, that's not really. I mean, if those of you the locals will know that's not really how Singapore rich people it's like that. Maybe there are some, but for people like me, maybe Siraj also like that. But people like me, at least we all don't celebrate like that. We are very low key. We stay in HDB flat. But a lot of people come to Singapore because of the good quality of life, in terms of healthcare, education, so on and so forth. So in terms of the ranking, there is this doing business report which you can download online. We are second in easiest place to do business. First, you want to make a guess where? Siraj, you want to make a guess where's first? Any of you want to know what's the first most easiest?
Easiest place to do business.
Yeah.
Man. Around our region or what?
Yeah, around our region, yes.
Malaysia.
No lah. Okay, bro. For the
Australia.
I actually give the ranking lah. Okay, New Zealand is number 1. Okay, all the country I put here: Malaysia number 15, Thailand number 27, Indonesia number 73. Okay, so this just means what? Easy to do business doesn't mean that it's the best to do business. It just means that a lot of the policies are open, right? It's very clear. So clear that maybe even people like me, right? You all don't they can just set up themselves. You don't even need people like me, right? But of course, having a consultant like people like myself or Fast, when you come in, definitely certain things that you can look out for. But in terms of ranking, this is the ranking over here. So number 1 is New Zealand. Singapore was number 1 in 2016. I think 17 or so. Then after we dropped a bit. Yeah, because we cannot get a lot of EPs. The EPs are very hard now. Yeah. So yeah, and this is the ranking over here. So just for your information. Okay. Okay. So this are all actually just what I did for talk for a group of investors. So I just want to tell you accommodation, healthcare, education. Usually when a foreigner wants to come to Singapore, they think of these 3 things. And usually for all of this, we are not bad. Education, we are one of the best. First, number 1 is, you won't believe it, China is number 1 in education, not Singapore. Yeah, I don't know why, it's quite sad. But yeah, Singapore is actually on some indexes. Singapore maybe 1 on certain things like English, but for math, for other things, China is number 1. Okay. So we'll say this smart nation thing, we want to go, to go digitalize everything. So, I think Fast also can share with you, there's a lot of, grants for, using accounting software. So we are moving towards that direction, right? And there's something that a lot of investors, foreigners, they really like. Like my friend from Germany, he came down to Singapore. He didn't even bring a single credit card. He only had a phone. He said, I have NFC. What, NFC cannot pay me? I said, not everywhere except the NFC. So we are moving towards there, but in Asia, we are quite there, but not there yet, right? Not there yet. Okay, so knowing all why Singapore is so blah, 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 so good, right? So roughly, I'm going to tell you about estimated cost and the timeline, okay? Open a company in Singapore, like Rudy mentioned, it's not difficult. If you do your research properly, you don't really need someone like myself. I'm very direct with you. But finding someone like myself will save a lot of time and research and certain things that you very hard to save, right? So 3 things I'm going to talk about: the cost, the maintenance fee, and the license and visas. We'll talk about costs. there are a lot of types, different types of company setup. I mean, I believe in Indonesia and Thailand also got different types. But the most common type again in Singapore is private limited. Like for Malaysia, it's Member Berhad. For Indonesia, I forgot what is it. I'm actually trying to open a PT. Yeah. So I'm trying to open one. Yeah, the law, a bit changing lah, always. But I'm doing my best. So later I want to learn from the from the speaker about Indonesia, how to make it better. Thailand, I do not know what's the most common, but in Singapore, private limited is the most common. Why it's most common? Because it's in terms of liability, it reduces it is limited liability, right? At the same time, there's a Companies Act which gives a very clear structure, the director, shareholders, where's the address. So a lot of people choose private limited. Okay, so when you open a private limited company, these are 5 things that you need to think about. Okay, number 1, same like Malaysia, you need to have a local resident director. In this instance, you need an actual, okay, by right by law, you need an actual PR or citizen. However, a lot of people, they tried to go the other way and get an EP and then be the sole director. You can do it technically in Accra, but I can tell you, actually, I went to the Accra board and talked to them before, and actually, they never talk to each other. So if they talk to each other, right, one day and then you realize that you're the sole director, they close you down, I do not know. But by right, by law, right, the only pass that's allowed for you to be a sole director is called the entrepreneur pass. Okay, this is again based on my understanding and my discussion with Accra. So you need actually a local resident director, and usually we will recommend you. So find someone like Siraj, you can say, hey, Siraj, help me become resident director. Pay him some money, I think, or treat him some meal or whatever it is, if he wants to take liability for you. So that's one thing, okay? So that is a very big bulk of the cost. Second is you need a local address, okay? Local address, later I'll tell you how to save money. But local address is something you need. Third, you need to set up a bank account, something you need to consider, because not all the banks want to open for you, especially depending on which country and your trade. So if you want to open a crypto, let's say a crypto company, you go to UOB in Singapore, they don't want to talk to you. If you're Russian, you want to go to UOB, they also don't want to talk to you. I don't know why. It's very, very funny. I have Russian clients with UOB accounts, but again, it depends on the bank, at the point of time. So it's something that you need to think about, right? Paid out capital is something that you also must consider, and appointing a company secretary, which is mandatory by law, right, for you to appoint. Generally, okay, and sorry if I speak very fast, because just want to get this done. Okay, the cost will range anywhere from 800 to 4,500. 800 is if you have friends like Siraj want to help you to become nominee director, you use his office, everything all use him to help you. Okay, $800 I think should be more than enough, right? 4,500 is really you got no context, no nothing, or you don't want to use Siraj help. Again, I'm not suggesting Siraj the only person. You can find Zaha, you can find Fast, you can find me also, anybody also can. But what I'm trying to say is that if let's say you have don't have any other things that you want to come down, usually typically you'll spend about 4,500 to set up in Singapore. Okay. Some interesting facts that you can consider. Number 1, the shareholding can be 100% owned, right? Like in certain countries, I know you cannot, right? But at the same time, you want to consider if you have a 30% shareholder in Singapore, you actually can be open certain grants. So what can you do? And that is where people like myself will tell you and advise you how you can structure in a way that it becomes a local company, right? So appointing a accounting firm to do your bookkeeping and taxes. If you have a system, then it's very good, right? But usually you need to think about accountant, right? Singapore accounting is not very difficult, but we are very particular, especially on the tax side. You want to make sure that you file everything properly, right? And you want to see also how can you save on taxes, because in terms of the region, Singapore taxes, in terms of corporate tax, there's a lot of tax holidays, and the percentage is quite low around the region, right? Applying a work visa is something that you need to also consider about, because in Singapore, certain people you only can stay for 30 days, some people 90 days, and if you go in and out of Singapore, you're actually working illegally. You get caught, you can be barred from coming to Singapore. So having a work visa is something that you need to consider, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, opening a bank account. Okay, so these are the 4 things you need to consider. In terms of setting up, I very open with you. Government fee, $303, very, very cheap. $50, very, very cheap fee. If you want to do it yourself, please go ahead and try, right? But if you screw up anything, as I said, it's your own accountability. So generally, I would say find a consultant if you can. Spend a bit of that money to make sure that everything in your business is taken care of, right? Duration of the company setup can be as fast as 1 day, or in some cases 1 hour. I've seen before. but it can drag as long as about 2 months, right? So this is duration of opening a company in Singapore. Maintenance in terms of what I need to do every year. So if I open a company in, let's say, Thailand, what I need to maintain. So in Singapore, usually you need to think about the renewal for the COPSEC, the registered address, the directorship. So all this you need to go and consider and go discuss about. And of course, you need to do accounting, corporate tax. If you need to file for GST. All the other things are the things that you need to consider, right? But in general, if you maybe you know how to do your own accounting, right? You make clear. You need to only consider about the COPSEC renewal, about the directorship and the registered address. These are the three things. Tax audits, you definitely need a tax agent if you do not know. But if you want to try yourself, by all means, you can try because Singapore allows that flexibility. But I seriously would not recommend that. I really would not recommend that. Okay, so thus in terms of maintaining a company, $1,000 to $5,000 would be a rough gauge into maintenance. If your company is like really small business, $1,000, I think Singapore dollars would be able to settle the maintenance very comfortably in Singapore. Okay. So yeah, so this is the duration as I mentioned earlier: 1 day to 2 months. Work visa for the EP, 1 week to 2 months. This is how fast it takes. Current in COVID situation, if you are a foreigner, I personally will not be able to apply for you any EP because they are not allowing any EPs to be applied now if you are outside of Singapore. That's why my business is very affected, right? But if you're in Singapore, we can apply the EP. So it'll take about 1 week to 2 months. So licenses then really depends. But usually most businesses don't need a license. Open consultancy don't need. I think in Singapore, if you want to open a tour agency, you need a tour agent license. That's where you can approach SMCCI and see, say, hey, look, I'm going to apply a license. Who can I work with or find? We have people, to go and introduce how to apply licenses. But usually most of the business do not need. And then applying for the pass, right, for you and your family. So once you get an EP, then if your salary is a certain limit, you can apply for dependent pass, which your whole family can come down. Okay. Okay, conclusion, people come to Singapore because of the quality of life. They come also for branding. I have a lot of US, Canadian companies. They come to Singapore because they want to say, I got a Singapore company. But actually, no operation, just to show, okay? You can really save a lot of costs by finding the right consultant who can tell you, about what the sources such as grants, taxes are, how to file it, how to save on that. So it's really good for you to find an accountant or a consultant for you to do it. In terms of fees, prepare at least 3,005. That is on the medium to high side, for in terms of fees. In terms for the company in the bank account, at least the cheapest is $3,000 in deposit inside. Okay. Then apply for work visa is quite important. So some people they set a company when they're overseas, apply the visa. Once their visa is approved, then they come to Singapore because they want to do it one shot, right? And maintenance fee every year will cost you about $1,000. Okay, this is just conclusion. Okay. Any questions? You can definitely, this I can take a picture if you want to, but you can always find me. Yeah, my number is there, my email is there, or you can just Google my company, right? So just to end the quote, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure, you can do it, just say yes, and then learn how to do it later. So if there's opportunity for you to come to Singapore to open up, just go and try and do it. Then later you can ask questions or find a consultant like myself to help you, okay? And with that, thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation. Okay, over to you, Siraj.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for that presentation. I've really got requests for your slides. You're also in our group chat, so you can actually share those slides over there, but no issue, you can send to me. Daniel is also, one of the directors for ASME in Singapore, which is the Association of SMEs. A person who has quite a frequent traveler around the region. And this is something that actually we can always talk to him on, not just to open up companies, but also to collaborate with him. Because again, with our speakers today, if you notice, are well exposed to various businesses because they are horizontal industries. So they've got clients from education industry, from legal industry, various marketing, and I always find it's always good to have to know a corporate secretary in each of the country that you frequent, because they are the ones who can actually share with you or correct you when you are not sure about things. Thank you again, Daniel. Do stay with us because we will actually go back to the question and answers where you can have. In fact, I already have certain questions for Daniel. Not fake one, really. I want to ask you. Okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, now let's. Okay, we have our old friends, usual familiar faces. Shana is in, although he hasn't set up his background, but soon to be, I think. I can see it's a very blank background, so maybe the logo will come out soon. Catherine from Philippines is also here. All right, great. All right, so Indonesia. Just now, Daniel showed number 73. Is it really 73 or 37? Or, again, because this is my own personal experience. And it is, because I mean, I've got friends at BKPM, and the BKPM also has an office in Singapore, in Suntec City. So they say a certain thing, but notaris, or in Indonesia corporate sector are called notaris. From various regions, will say different things. So the one in Lombok, the one in Batam, the one in Jakarta, they have various ways. So maybe you can actually share a bit about the whole landscape in Indonesia. Again, Bu, any language that you are comfortable in, we can always supplement it. Okay. So how I know Bu Mutia, and again, I wanted to reinforce what Pak Majid was. When he saw Bu Mutia, he mentioned this. So, because Bu Mutia will always share certain motivational texts. Actually, almost every day, Pak Majid, because we are in another group chat. And I sometimes take that I forward to certain friends. I think it was good.
That's good.
So, yeah, when we have people who are positive, and that's what we want to have in this group, people who are positive, because wealth for prosperity is abundant. Kita call rezeki, we call it. So we want positive people who actually will facilitate each other. Because I believe one thing, it's all an ecosystem. When we help someone, that doesn't mean that person need to help us, but actually maybe there'll be another person who's going to help us. So that's how I feel the positivity should remain in the group. Okay, so Bu Mutia, please take it away. Share.
Okay, hello everyone. Nice to meet you here, and thanks for Siraj to inviting me to share from my side about the Indonesian industry now. So before that, I would like to introduce first. I'm Mutia Sari from Magna Cita Marlin. I start the business consulting since 2010 after finish my professional experience in Astra International. So my background is HR. That's why we start our HR consulting or management consulting for corporate client here in Indonesia. But since then, we also try to grab directly investor, try to coming to Indonesian market or bring Indonesian product to other country, special to Asian region, of course. Then we try to help from the scratch of the SME, how they can bring their product to other country. But until now, we already bring about 4 corporate clients from Sri Lanka, Turkey, and Greece, and also 2 from Turkey. So we try to help them to enter Indonesian market and try to help them from the beginning to establish their company here in Indonesia. So we now more into the business consultant to support the foreigner who want to coming to Indonesia. So from my side, after I can hear from Daniel and also from the superhero, our superhero today. Yeah, more and less for the regulation, I think each country has similar in terms of the how to set up the business in the country, each country I mean. So for Indonesia, maybe what I can share first before you coming to Indonesia is how to get the local consultant first. So who really can help you to support you how to start, because we really have a unique market here. Even just like Sirat said that when you visit a different province, then you hear a different things, then and then it can be stuck, then nothing happened after 1 year set up your company here. So that's what I suggest to all of you or to any investor who want to come into Indonesia market. First, you will find first which local consultant that you can collaborate with, because if the local partner or local consultant that don't bring you or give you a correct advice or a suggestion or any others that can support from the local inside, then it be useless. That's from my side. And then from my client experience also, we as Indonesian, we have a very huge people here in Indonesia. So in terms of just like Dennis said, we are in the 7-3 rank. Of course, if we as a business owner, of course we see it, it's still big pain point. It means that we as a business owner or entrepreneur, of course, it's an opportunity for us to come to Indonesia to make a business, even in the COVID now, yeah, because I have many good clients in terms of the COVID-19. So if everybody said that it make you stuck and you don't do much in this pandemic or this COVID, yeah, but for us, we a bit busy with our client because they try to get our support from the local side perspective, of course. So the second thing that I can share also, Indonesia is really open to any business that coming to Indonesia from any industry. Even we have also a good opportunity for the new renewable energy, for the agriculture, the craft industry, creative industry is really huge that you can develop here. So it's a good opportunity for other consultants try to bring, then we can also engage each other from Malaysia, from yeah, any other country in Asian region, of course, because from Europe also we help two company also. They would like to invest in renewable energy and waste management industry, and in the hospital, pharmacy, and of course also in the technology. So that's the opportunity. And also for fintech, yeah, fintech, Islamic fintech, yeah, that's the industry that we really need more investor now coming to Indonesia, because we help about 15 fintech company now who looking for the investor to coming and to join us in Indonesia. In terms of the regulation, I can understand that if the investor would like to invest in Indonesia or to start in Indonesia as a foreign company, of course, it really need a big investment, yeah. So yeah, maybe just like Singapore, more cheaper, I think, than Indonesia. But here, when you want to set up the foreign company, you need about 800 million USD, 800,000, yeah. It's a really big investment, yeah. It's a really big investment. But we as a consulting, of course, yeah, because the regulation not really stick here. We try to we don't say it to do the in tricky way, of course, but we know how to help the investor because we try to grab as many investor coming to Indonesia.
Sure, thank you, Bu Mutia. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's from my side. And the other point is many investors somehow, from my opinion, coming to Indonesia, try to show that they have money, then they can do anything with their money here. But our market is really unique. You need to always to do in the local approach, because if not, then because because the experience coming from my client from the Sri Lanka, they have we set up their manufacture here. We help them to do the establish and everything until coming to the how to do the marketing. But in arrogant way, they say, we are already 35 years here in our own country to do this business. But after 1 year, they don't sell anything. So they come back to us. They try to put us as a marketing consultant also. Then we give them about 100 store to engage with them. So that's really the different way that they can get from us also. Sure. That's I can share. So the marketing way, of course, the local partner, the good advice from the local partner, they can it's really help to start up here.
Sure, Bu Mutia, thank you so much. Hold that thought, because I wanted to actually later on to ask you a bit more about the local culture. Can think about it, because I heard visa almost every single day in Indonesia, but sometimes only 75% is actually visa. You know, but it just comes out, visa, visa. Visa. So you know what actually. But later on, we will go on to Thailand now before we come back and actually understand a bit more about local culture. Because not to mention, Indonesia has 3 time zones with various large islands. You know, and that's where when do you speak Malay, when do you speak Javanese, and how do you relate to that. In fact, we have someone also in our group who has actually successfully set up his Indonesian company. So I would like him to also share. He knows who he is, to give a bit of a sharing when we come back.
Okay. One more, Sirat. The other advantage, if you can engage the right local partner, is the local partner who has really big in the community, in the community size.
For sure. That's a good network.
Because we need to create our own captive market. Correct. For our own product for start, because I'm not doing the retails. Usually I'm helping my client with all the B2B and volume project, because if you are a new investor coming to Indonesia, then you start with the retail, then you will waiting. It takes some time. Somehow my Indian client also arrogant to start everything in agriculture. Then after 1 year, he lost money about 7 million, 7 billion. Then nothing happened. I said, because I said, Raj, I try to remind you, because Indonesia not like India. Of course, it's really different. Mutia, I don't want to do any business anymore to Indonesia.
So definitely, there's a lot of pitfalls and things to look out for. So thank you, Mutia.
Okay.
Let's actually now invite our brother from Southern Thai and also Naratiwat, our brother Mr. Suhaimi Panumat. So Mr. Suhaimi Panumat, actually, I think he's like the ambassador of Naratiwat. He has shared a couple of weeks ago, I think every week actually. And I can say, to be frank and to be truthful, actually, also, Mr. Panumat, whenever you talk, there's always after that some discussions about planning to go Naratiwat when the border opens or to find out more about Naratiwat. So I find as we go along, it's good that if you can share a bit more about Thailand and also setting up maybe a business in Thailand or something basic about it. So Mr. Swami, Mr. Panumat Swami, please, anytime you're ready.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Siraj, for a very nice introduction. Can you all hear me, right?
Yes, loud and clear, sir.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
I like to start off with ranking. It's very interesting. 27, ranking on 27. Actually, I find myself, maybe I can feel like better than that. You know, Mr. Siraj and Mr. Zahar and other colleague from Singapore been to Naratiwat. I don't know if you can feel it or not. Governor and all officer people in Thailand, they feel like they wanted to roll the carpet for you to come to invest in Naratiwat. I don't know if you feel that way or not. You know, we our region, especially southern part, really need investment to create more jobs. Somehow, the information and all the details are not yet to reach to you guys yet. So today I try my best to explain or any give you the pictures of our regions. Yeah. Thailand as a whole, even though it's 27th ranking easiest place to do the business, but our region at the border to Malaysia, if you can pictures, we are at the gate in the middle of ASEAN. You know, if you could divide the ASEAN as half, 600 million people of ASEAN, 300 millions at the bottom, and our place, our region is at the middle as a gateway. You know, I don't know if you can see as a gateway or you can see as the pathway. You know what I mean? So normally you're past the Naratiwat to go to Phuket, to go to Krabi. But if you really study or get the information, you feel like you can do the place for you. Especially right now, the government they are pushing the policy being halal kitchen of the world, you know, and especially Halal Institute of Thailand was and has been recognized by the. We are only one non-Muslim country that has Halal Institute recognized by OEC. So I don't know if you all know that or not, but somehow government is being the big role to do this to make it success. South part of Thailand, the government has put a lot of money investing airport. We are now going. Recently, we received the budget of another big building to expand more passenger rooms. 800 million baht is coming, and now it's underway on construction. University, we have human resource very good prepared for the what we call resource of human resource. We have medical school, faculty of medicine, faculty of engineer, faculty of science in Naratiwat, and also we have others university in Patani and Yala. So in terms of human resources, it's quite very abundant, ready to you guys to invest here. But in terms of other resources, I mean agriculture, 2/3 of the area is very it's rubber, it's plantation of palm plantation. So it's a beautiful place. Besides, also it's a gateway for tourists. if somebody wanted to drive from Singapore to Phuket or to even Bangkok, you can do it easily. Our traffic, our road, our highway is they don't have toll in just like Malaysia. They can go all the way to Bangkok. So I paint the beautiful pictures here. I don't know if you guys follow me or not, but somehow I have to tell you also, there's two big company lately has invested in Narathiwat, in Deep South. I'm not talking about only Narathiwat. Deep South is the place where demographically 80% Malay speaking language down here. They don't cakap bahasa Melayu, they can understand. Mostly they speak Kelantanese, style. So it's easy to communicate and easy to find food, meals. So this is that's why Krabi and Phuket is favorite place for Malaysian people to drive from Malaysia going to Phuket and Krabi, where is the very busiest city of Thailand. I think that's just enough for the pictures of doing business in Selatan Thailand. I'll go to the type of company that we should or we can register. There's two type of company. We call company limited, CO and then LTD, company limited. Seperti Sedian Berhad or private limited, sama juga. Local, we call it local business company, which is 49 foreigner and then 51 for local people. That's what we call local company that you can register. If there will be more than 49% for foreign shareholder, it will have to go through other channels that is can be arranged. It takes quite some time, maybe a month or two, but I guarantee that I can arrange for that, because as Mr. Siraj and Zaha go to Narathiwat, governor has talked to you guys already. We are welcome to arrange anything for you to do business, convenient for you to do business. To set up the company only take a few days. The time consuming is the one when you want to check the name are not the same with other people. That's all. You have to go through, wait for 1 day at least to see the name of the company is this, it's okay or not. And the next day, if you are okay, they grant for you to use the name of the company. The next day, you can go ahead and register. That's easy as that. So the type of company, like I said, two types. One local company, which is foreign shareholder 49 and local people 51. Second one is more than 49%. Like I say, you can be arranged. It takes more time, but I think it's not that problems. Requirements, only what you need is just the passport and the money for investment. That's all. So that's quite very easy, very convenient to do that. Now the procedure we do computerized. You can do it here in Narathiwat, local provinces, or you can go to Bangkok. Either way, but you can do it down here. It's easier. The fee, roughly about 6,000 baht, roughly estimate. And if you register in Deep South is a special economic zone. We call you only can pay a half from 6,000, so 3,000 baht only, approximately about 300 ringgit Malaysia only. That's just about it. And fee for audit to do the fire income tax, all that. Myself only pay like 20 or 30,000 per year, and then monthly would be 2,000 baht monthly. So I would think this is probably almost the same with other places. Yeah. What else should we say? What else? I was told to cover. Okay, in terms of taxation, normally, if not the what we call designated area, macam deep south di Thailand, dia ada tempat special economic zone yang designated special privilege, ya, macam di Thailand, di deep south, dan dia ada sebelah utara ada 2-3 tempat lagi. These places are privileged to receive very special taxation. Semacam Thailand, di Naratiwat ni, kalau bukan Naratiwat dulu, kalau bukan Naratiwat dia ada 15% income tax, which is 300,000 baht until 3 million baht, which is 30,000 ringgit profit. Kalau above 30 dia di 15%, tapi tak lebih daripada 3 million baht, which is 300,000 ringgit. Over 3 million baht bracket will be atau 300,000 ringgit bracket di tax 20%. Yeah, so that's normally. And then di selatan Thailand, deep south, sekarang we are paying 3% only. Jalan Naratiwat and Patani, 3% only tax. Yeah, so tapi kalau tidak dapat itu biasa saja. Tapi kalaulah jadi company yang saya kata special economic zone yang register under privilege of the governor, dapat grant daripada Bangkok, the federals, dia dapat 20 years legal income tax exempt, 20 years. So if you're a foreigner come here to invest under foreign company, tax exempt 20 tahun, no limited amount. So this is very interesting offer. And then 500,000 baht personal income tax exemption also. Also write off the expense, actual expense macam electricity, air, or transportation, you can double write off. Kalau actual 100 baht, you can write off 200 baht. Electricity, water, semua. And then selepas pada 20 tahun, 5-year extra income tax would be 50% of normal. Kalau di Naratiwat 3% enggak, jadi 1.5% income tax. So actually, it's nothing, you know, if we do business that big amount of profit, you only pay that small amount. I think it's very interesting. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Brother Panumat. That's good information and quite a lot of numbers. I was getting confused halfway already, you know. But it's I just wanted to potentially I wanted to ask, is there a difference between Southern Thai and Thailand per se? You know, is there a difference in terms of how, because you were saying some things like, specifically for more Southern Thailand. So is there a difference in between Southern Thailand and Thailand per se? Yeah, so maybe later on we can cover that. Yeah, so thank you so much. At the same time also, I'm sure those who need further clarification can always post questions in the Zoom group chat or WhatsApp group chat, or those who are actually watching this on Facebook can actually share I thought it was a question, but it was about voting. Singapore facing election fever. So whereby you can always ask questions through these means. And in fact, I also encourage all our other speakers, Ibu Mutia, Mr. Fazluddin, and Mr. Panumat, to share their contact or to say hi. I think I've seen Superhero has shared his profile over, and that's where you can actually ask more questions later on. And also whereby certain information just now, because it wasn't, it was more through us listening, it's good if you can put certain text, certain important things, or where to refer this information in the future. All right, great. So as I wait for any questions, Pak Zaha, if there's any questions, please highlight in the Zoom. Maybe you can copy paste or anything like that. If not, I will start with certain questions of my own. Daniel, can I ask you a question now?
Sure.
Yeah. So I seen it was the setup and the visa application, whereby there was this between 1 week to 2 months, and another one was between 1 day and 2 months. So there is quite a huge gap. So what could possibly qualify for until 2 months?
Okay,
What
so
would be something that we can avoid to make it until 2 months? Yes.
sure. So let's talk about the company name. So for company name, right? For example, right? Let's say I want to, you are from Indonesia or Thailand or anywhere. You want to incorporate a company called, let's say you don't know what the name is. Let's say it's TBG Medical Private Limited, for example, right? But TBG Private Limited actually is a very big international name, right? But we don't know. Then Singapore don't have, no problem, right? But then it will be referred to other third parties. So sometimes the third parties, such as NEA or whatever, they will, or even EDB, they will say, look, wait, your name seems familiar to another very big name. So for example, if I want to open a company in, I don't know, in Thailand, I call it Temasek Holding. I don't know, cannot. I don't know, cannot. Maybe can, maybe cannot. I don't know. But maybe I should try to open one Temasek Holding in maybe in Malaysia. I don't know, can. Fast maybe can give me some idea. But if can, then good lah. But sometimes the name is too similar to something else, right? And then there's also some there's some precursors regarding the name. Usually the name registration is the problem. Second is sometimes the directors that you have inside. So some directors, right? They are actually this one usually like what Fast mentioned, right? The filing agent, which is people like us, we need to do some background check on you, some KYC lah. So some people maybe they are what we call PEPs, politically exposed person. Then maybe you need to check, maybe, example, right? Actually, you cannot even incorporate a politically exposed person, but you do not know, and then maybe sometimes they say, hey, this name, Osama bin, like same, why, you get me now? I'm not saying that, I'm just giving an example. So that's an example for names. For work passes, it really depends on a lot of things. Your education certificate, your unis from where, like, Siraj from Harvard, right? Very, very fast. Immediately you can get, in Singapore if you're a foreigner, right? But if you are from a smaller university or what, you need to check. You want to see this guy, he never applied before, so young, I want to apply this. So there's a lot of questions, and that's where people like us, come in to go and say, hey, look, what angle you must do, what story, how much of salary you must put in. So that's where you must angle. So honestly, very hard to avoid unless there's someone guiding you. So yeah, that's the reason for the question. And I just want to clarify one thing. When I put the ranking just now there, it's not meant to say that Thailand no good or Indonesia no good. I have a company in Malaysia, Indonesia, and I want to open in Thailand also, okay? The thing is that ranking is just to say, look, based on the World Bank, which is non-profit, they are saying that it's easier to open certain countries. Yeah. To tell the truth, I feel Mutia business is very important. We definitely need to have a local partner. Indonesia, I try to open without one, right? Wow, it's not possible. It's possible, but I can say it's possible on theory, but actually not possible. So I just want to clarify that. So I hope the other speakers don't get offended with that thing. I didn't post that particular ranking. Just let you know. Yeah,
but thank you so much, Daniel, because it's good information that you first shared about how certain names can actually attract different kind of audience, and definitely be something that where the local governments have they'll be more cautious for a certain instance, and also whereby it's not usual probably for a young guy to start a certain business in certain countries, and that's where it creates more questions. So that's true. I didn't think about that. And yeah, I'm sure the rankings I find, on my own opinion, it is again up to you to be resourceful. Now again, but I mean, we have Singapore at number 2, and Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia. Although I personally feel that Malaysia could actually be even of a um, smaller number, probably number 10 or something like that. But it is how resourceful you are. And the second thing, who you have, like how just now Bu Mutia was saying, who you have with you. Now, if you have someone, it could be number 150, not even 73, you know. But if you have someone, again, it could be probably number 25. So again, depends on who we have assisting us. That's very important. And like how Daniel mentioned, certain documents, certain things. Okay, the next thing, maybe I go for, since we are on the topic of Indonesia, maybe I talk to Bu Mutia. So, Bu Mutia, just now you touch a bit on local culture, and I also actually agree a lot with you, because Indonesia has a strong local culture, and you do also mention about how certain foreigners come in and they think they have money and they can do everything. So if you can have, maybe share with us, probably not much, maybe like 3 tips. Okay, 3 tips are what a foreign investor or potential foreign business owner who wants to come into Indonesia, what should they look out for, or how they should behave in Indonesia? You know, certain 3 tips for all of us. Bu Mutia, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Siraj. From my side, what I can suggest to all the investors who would like to come into Indonesia, of course, like I said, they need to get involved with the local partner, try to get the local partner who has a really big network and community, and of course they need to be to give the delegation, or need to be clear from the beginning what kind of collaboration engage with the local partner. Then second, of course, they need to try to get more involved in how the local, like Indonesia, because when you deal with the Sumatra people, it's really kind of type with the Japanese people.
Yes,
so you need to understand how to communicate. They need to be frankly also what you expect, how you would like to get from your business in Indonesia, or you only want to just do the business then only for 5 years, or if you want to have a long relationship, of course you need to be more personal approach also with the local people here in Indonesia. That's a more important thing for us, because somehow I heard also from my friend in Singapore, he really also upset with Indonesia. I lost many money in invest in Indonesia, Mutia. I don't want to do that again. But 3 years ago, I helped him to involve again in mining industry. Of course, then he's really happy now. But before the lesson learned, he lost about maybe I don't know what 100 billion in mining industry. So that's the point from my side. So you try to create not only business relationship, but also as a friendship, personal relationships to get more. Really happy to meet new people from other countries. Yeah, that's from my side.
Okay, thank you, Bu Mutia, appreciate it. Yeah, because I notice certain cultures, especially like, like how you mentioned just now, Sumatra and Java, where the Malay essence in Sumatra is stronger, especially those like probably people in Medan are closer to KL rather than Jakarta.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
I think for
that's
flight, I
right.
think it's just 1 hour to KL and 2 hours to Jakarta. So geographically and historically also, they speak Malay for many years already. Okay, thank you so much, Bu Mutia. So, okay, we have a question over here. Oh, okay. Maybe Iskandar, do you want to share a bit more on that? Iskandar, no?
Okay, you don't mind. I'm actually driving, so I'm just putting the video off.
Yeah,
so
maybe you wanna.
just
Yeah.
Yep, you don't mind. Yep. So I think even in Singapore, actually, earlier this year, I was wanted to incorporate a private limited with a foreign investor, and this was actually to do a CBD oil. Are you familiar with Are you guys familiar with CBD oil? The cannabinoid. Can you hear me?
Cannabinoid or something, right?
Cannabinoid. Yeah, that's right. So it's a cannabis, yeah, for medical use, right?
Correct.
So it's easy to start a company, but no bank wants to allow us to register. So it's just one of those practical things, because the industry is so new. It is basically on a medical tech. I would say most of the major banks do not want to take the risk because they're just not familiar with the subject matter. Yep, that's all.
Sorry, Iskandar, that's for opening up in Singapore, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep. And then I also used to have a company registered in Thailand. Yeah, so likewise, sometimes some banks they just want to be sure that the local guy is strong and not dependent on the foreign investor. So in Thailand's case, I was the main guy as a foreigner. So we just had to do that 5149, properly with my local guy there.
Okay. Yeah. All right, thank you, Iskandar. That's
no worries.
No problem. Thank you. That's good sharing. In fact, it actually evokes a certain question in my mind, whereby because he was mentioning what it's like a health product actually, but a bit, I would say, on the alternative medicine, but it has proven qualities. Now, probably our friends in Singapore, Malaysia, any one of our friends, what are the potential repercussions if I set up a company that states that I do something? I probably do general trading, but I start entering into healthcare, or that means what I do does not reflect what I declare to the government, to your governments. Is there what is the potential repercussion? Do I get charged, or do I get certain penalties? Maybe we can start with our brother Panumat. If I declare to the government something, I declare that I'm doing just general trading, but then I start selling medicine.
To me,
because selling medicine is always difficult everywhere.
Medicine, right?
Yeah, health product, slimming tablet or things like that.
To open up the shop, retailing. If retailing, I think you need to have other permission certificate, just like the certain type of retailing that has the certain type of certificate. So I think we should not do that. If we declare something else and we do something else, that is not right.
Okay, all right, sure. Thank you, brother Panumat. Bu Mutia, I think you want to say something, please.
Yeah, but for Indonesia, yeah, I think as we know that we still have a low regulation implemented here. Like you said, somehow in the regulation we put kind of thing in it,
yes,
but in the implementation it can be
correct.
different, right? Yeah, as long as no fraud there, yeah, I think we can still going with the business. Yeah, it means that we don't try to lie to the client or something else. Yeah, we can still process it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mutia.
Can
So,
I add a bit more?
Yes, Brother Panumat.
If other thing, if doing something wrong with other things, I still can think it's not really serious. But if we're doing something really about the medicine, in Thailand is very big penalties, very serious one. With health 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 department, they are taking so serious. So not only we cannot do it, but it's a very big penalty on that.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just say something?
Yes, please, Fazudin, please.
I think for Malaysia lah, I just mentioned for Malaysia. Actually, theoretically, you can open a company, you can say whatever you want in terms of the classification ID, right, of your activities.
Yeah.
However, you will face some issues when you actually want to carry it out. Meaning, if you want to actually go and take a premises, you might have some issues because the landlord will look into your profile of the company, and if it's something which they do not accept, they will stop it. You will also face another roadblock when you want to apply for licenses. Right, so if you want to apply for license and your company doesn't meet the requirements because the standard what do you call this, the standard industry classification is not as per what they actually allow, also you have some issues. Lastly, I guess when it comes to government assistance or grants, so you want to apply for a grant in Malaysia, and then at the same time your industry classification is something which is totally different. You say you're doing education, but on paper you're doing something else, also you're not qualified. So thereafter, if they want to take up a case, they can. So in the event that you want to apply for a grant, and you say this is what it is, and on paper is something different, right? They have a right to refuse, but on top of that, they can refer the case back to the Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia and ask them to take a case against you for knowingly running an activity which is not permitted. So these are some of the issues lah. So I guess it's very important to actually update your industry classification to what is you're really doing, right? As long as you're not doing something illegal, there's something to worry about. And also one more other thing is, if you're a foreigner and you're staying and you're running a business in Malaysia, you must periodically update your address if you change. Must also update your passport details. So just to show, since I have this, I was taking a photo, right?
Yeah.
So this is my passport copy lah. Sorry, I can't really see it. But anyway, if you change your passport, the number changes, right? You have to update into the records as well. Failure to do so after 1 year period of lapse, there will be penalties as well. So I think it's quite similar across the board for most countries. Yeah. That's
it. Just to add on to what Faz says, he's absolutely right. A lot of it's the licensing. So Singapore, you can choose two activities. These two activities, what we call the SSIC code. Based on the code, you can apply a license. So even the code itself, let's say restaurant, there's a different kind of restaurants. So there's restaurant under, I forgot what's it called, different category lah. So there are different licenses. So that's the reason for the activity. What you say, the activity is the same. Second is the bank. I think something which just want to add on. The bank will ask you, what this is about. So if you're doing trading in Sunday, this is for some other product. The bank say you are not doing the business which you're telling me you're doing. They might, they might consider, say, hey, something is, are you doing laundering of money or doing something? So these are just some of the things that the bank has already asked my clients before. Yeah, because they said you are selling oranges, but your invoice is 5 million. 5 million of oranges, Then the client will explain, this is orange to export different country. They want to see, right? And the bank, any point of time in Singapore, they don't like you, they close you down. So too bad. They'll give you a 1 week notice. Tomorrow, please take out your money. I give you a check. Then your money is stuck. So these are extreme examples of people who do different business. So this is not very common. Next time when you ask us, we are like usually people will just say what they do, right? But yeah, these are just some of the things that you need to look out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I think that's very clear. So I think to summarize it, always better to tell the truth, lah. And because you can get away, what I'm hearing, and any one of you can correct me. What I'm hearing is you can get away at the point of incorporation. You get it done per se, if that's your only task, lah. But as we go along, you might bump into other issues like how Faz mentioned, getting a place to run your operations. And I think also as we go along, when you want to tender for something, because this the very basic document that anyone will check when you want to go for any projects, I think even for when you want to present your client. Yeah. Okay. I would like to actually invite our brother Shahnan to just share a bit about his experience setting up in Indonesia. Because Shahnan is actually, just to share a bit, he runs an IT firm in Singapore. And he was actually featured in our Berita Harian very recent, who has actually joined our activities, which we and SMCCI organized a Deal Hunter program to Indonesia. And he has set up also using some Singapore government grants. But what I want him to actually share is his journey and anything that he can share with us for us to look out for while setting up the Indonesian company. Shanan, please.
Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay. So I've just to tell you the experience of how I set up my company. I opened up a PT early last year, 2019. But it took quite a while because we were also applying for Singapore grants and waiting for it to be approved. So there are some grants from Singapore to set up foreign companies around the region or even further than that. So I set up the PT and it is in Lombok. So because our friend is there lah, so our contact is there. She's a Singaporean, so that's why we go to her also. So she helped us with setting up the company. She has contacts to do that. So it was quite smooth. There's no issues. She was able to open up a personal bank account for me. She also opened up the corporate bank account for me. The service that we demanded from her is like whatever Singaporeans always demand, one-stop service. I don't know whether Ibu Mutia ever served Singaporeans. I think she has. So it's always a one-stop. I give it to you, you do everything for me. I'll pay you. I'll pay you. Whatever you want, I'll pay you. You just do everything for me. So we took the same concept for our friend in Lombok. So I'll tell you the price. We paid 12,000 Sing from A to Z. A to Z meaning opening up the company, registering all the licenses, also having the virtual office or the registered address for BPJS for tax. And she also registered a local manager for me, which apparently is required. Then Kitas, I also got Kitas. So Kitas was done already last year. So those are the range of things that I did in Indonesia so far. I didn't manage to start working on the company yet. I only got my Kitas in November. So I went down to Indonesia with Tosh Group. So they brought us to meetings with potential clients. In November, December, January, right? Every month I went to Jakarta with Tosh Group. We almost closed the deal, but COVID-19 started. So everything is postponed now. Yeah. So in terms of business, we don't have any experience yet closing a deal with Indonesia side. So that's something that we still lack of in terms of experience. Negotiations, yes. I think Siraj brought us to seven potential clients. So we actually sat down with seven of them, negotiated, discussed what are the potential deals. One almost closed. Yeah, we were already at the stage of drafting contracts and yeah, then it stopped basically it stopped. Yeah, and the company that I was negotiating is also a co-working space. So I think quite badly hit by COVID also. The co-working space, yeah. So they also kind of totally shut down during I think March, April. They were totally shut down in Jakarta. So those are some of the things. So that's my experience in Indonesia. Of course, there's a lot more stories at the back. Uh, I'll share one experience because I hired a staff in Batam.
Yeah.
So I had to register with BPJS in Batam. So I took up a co-working space in Batam. And the co-working space is affiliated with Singapore. And it was backed up by Temasek Holdings actually, the co-working space. But I still had problems with the co-working space. Number one, the practice in Indonesia is that you cannot use the address even though you have a co-working space there. So that's one difference between Singapore and Indonesia. So I registered my tax address as the co-working space, and I have quite some issues with BKPM and also BPJS, which is not solved yet because the issue came up in February. And we don't have, we are not even allowed to go in Batam now. So we can't solve that issue yet. So my friend is still trying to tackle the issue for me in Batam. Yeah, so those are some of the differences in running companies in Singapore and in Indonesia. It's quite easy for me to register a company address in Singapore. I just rent a space or even a virtual office address and I'm okay. But in Indonesia, it's not. BPJS chased me. Yeah, so that is one big difference that I'm having issues now with. Hopefully I can settle it. I've met with BKPM already. I've met with BPJS already in February. Yeah.
You need to meet me, Sanas. Earlier, I think.
Yeah, I think it's almost solved. I'm going to take office space on my own already, then change the tax address, and then just solve it once and for all. The other issue, of course, the co-working space is owned by a conglomerate. I can't remember whether it's Lipo or Salim Group. Yeah, so they are coming down hard on me, frankly. I don't know why. Yeah, but of course, they're asking. This is another common thing that I get. They are just asking for payment. Although I ask them what the payment is for, they can't answer. So this is something that I also have to be careful about. Singapore, we traditionally, I think, we as Singaporeans, we follow by the pay and pay policy. So any bills we get, we just pay. I think we have to be smarter than that in other countries. We really have to question why are we built for certain things and not just pay and pay. Singaporeans, we understand what I'm saying. I won't elaborate, it's too hot now. Yeah, so that's my experience.
It's always cool at Pasir Ris, bro.
No noise. Pasir Ris is very quiet.
Beachfront, peaceful, windy.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks
Any
for.
questions? Just go ahead.
Yeah. Any one of you has any questions about Indonesia and setup? You can always share it over here and ask more questions with Shannan and also Bu Mutia. I've seen how our brother Panumat is sharing. Thank you so much, brother Panumat, for sharing in the group, the Zoom chat. Yeah, thank you so much. This is actually useful information because we can read it at our time and or copy and paste and keep it first. All right. 440, yeah. Okay, 440.
I have a question for Thailand.
Okay.
Yes.
If you don't mind.
Sure, Shalan, please.
I was lost with all the numbers, same as you. So how much does it cost to set up a company?
Very
Fully
good
foreign
question.
owned.
Very
Fully
good
foreign
question.
owned. Yeah.
Just to set up the fee itself, approximately about 600 ringgit Malaysia, and that is normal fee. But if you set up in deep south, which is Naratiwat, Jala, Patani, Naratiwat, this area is discount half, 50% off, so 300 ringgit only. That's how to set up. Yeah.
Very expensive to set up in Indonesia then.
Yeah. Well, what about everything that we need? So again, Singaporean, all in one price. Yeah, do everything. I don't want to know anything. You just open the company, register the tax for us, submit the tax for us, make sure we have an office there and everything. So how much would that cost?
To set up, like I said, 600,
Yeah.
300 ringgit.
Yeah.
That's about it to start it. And then if operate normal operation, the end of the year, you do taxation by audit company, you would pay probably about 30,000 baht at the end of the year, which is probably 3,000 ringgit. And then monthly, they will do also 2,000 baht per month. So that's most of it. That's it. Ada yang lain.
2,000 baht is how much in
200
ringgit?
200
ringgit.
Possibly, yeah.
So 10 times.
Almost is more.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Actually, right now 7.5. 7.5 baht per satu ringgit.
Okay.
So maybe 200 something lah.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is so far is about 5,000 ringgit in total. Is there such a thing as a virtual office in Thailand? Can we take up a virtual office?
Can you more elaborate virtual office? How is it?
I think
maknanya address saja. Tak ada meja, tak ada apa. Address saja.
That's new to me.
Okay. So not common maybe.
I will because I'm normally I'm not the accounting, I'm not the auditing firm, so I never thought about it. But maybe can be arranged. I don't know. Let's find out, and I'll get back to you later in Zoom, in WhatsApp. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I just want to add, if you don't mind.
Please, Mr.
So
Iskandar.
yeah, so from my experience, the main difference between Thailand and Singapore is that over there, for taxation purposes, you need to submit every month. So that's a chore. We are not used to it in Singapore. For us, it's everything you just dump at the end of the year and you go, right. Over there is a submission every month with the tax office.
They have a value add tax. They have few kinds of tax that to do report on every monthly.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, for us, I'm just speaking, on behalf of, let's say, the other Singaporeans here, is that because we are used to just doing things on an annual basis, but over in Thailand you have to do it on a monthly basis. It's doable, just that you have to allocate some time for that as well.
They want you to smile every month.
We have to have particular, transaction. What it is that to report, So actual thing must happen, real happen. So that's why I think I still have no idea how to just use the address, and the actual operation is somewhere else. I still don't know how to do it, but maybe we can look through in details later. Maybe Mr. Iskandar can share me on that. I have no idea how to do it.
Okay, sorry, but I wasn't referring to the virtual office. I was just referring to the submission to the tax office in general.
Correct. So that's why
if you can use only address, and then actual operation, which is have some kind of receipt, some kind of buy and selling, all this. So where is the transaction come from? Where to get the money? So it has certain document is required. So still, I don't know. I'm still new in this kind of,
Sure, no problem, brother Panumat. So I think as we go along, it's always useful. Again, Singaporeans actually like a one-stop center, and sometimes we also demand a one fee system. But when I was also talking to some of our friends overseas, and I mean, a bit of more experience in Indonesia. They're always like, I think Daniel was with me when we spoke to the Indonesians in Jakarta last year. And they're always like, susah ya Pak. Ya, nanti Pak, kami akan datang. And then me and Daniel were like, Pak, it's just a price, Pak. Just give, Pak. What is the problem? Just put a price. And then they're like very reluctant. They're like, Pak, please, Pak, we get a bit more information, you know. And then so sometimes we think they are not prepared. So I started to talk to them privately and understand better from some friends. And then like, brother, it doesn't work that way in Indonesia or Thailand. It is, we must understand what you want to do first. No, understand properly in depth. Then we can, because there's various license fee. You know, even like e-commerce also they can have fees on e-commerce industry. So that's where I began to realize, oh, okay. So because we are so used to it in Singapore, and that's I would say I'm also sometimes guilty of it. We think that it's always I think it's a bit more straightforward in an island lah. Yeah, so pardon us lah. Kami kan orang pulau kan bukan orang negara
if you're
besar.
talking about one year pay, that is the actual paying to the government fee or paying to the company who doing auditing, because the figure I just given you all is the figure is actual
to the government.
Yeah, actual fee that we are paying to government. Because right now, Thailand government, they are establishing more transparent where you don't have to go through auditing. Before everything, we have to go through the company, audit company to do it for you. Now it's so different. Now we go through the office we call DPD, which is it's a actual set up the department by the government. Malaysia has a semi-government, right? SMS and all that. But Thailand has government to do all this registering and the fee. All this they are received directly from the company that willing to do anything like that. Yeah, but the end of the year, the actual numbers it depends on the auditing company, because the 30,000 baht that I just mentioned is normal company that they are asking for the company. That is very standard price for doing this paperwork at the end of the year. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, Siraj.
What I can, yeah, please.
Yeah, again, what I can try to give advice for all the investor. Maybe we are all here as a consultant, so I think the three type of the organization that they would like to set up in Indonesia, even the foreign private company or the local company, and also the representative office. The best way what I can suggest is try to engage with the local consultant also. That's the best way. So you don't have to meet, just like Siraj said, you meet some people, they say today this kind of thing, then tomorrow you meet the other people that the other one also say the different one, then it make you confused, of course. Yeah, that's what I can suggest. It's better to engage with the local consultant like we do, because for example, one of my client is a Turkish company. They try directly to meet the BKPM or ESDM ministry. Then yeah, after 1 year, there's nothing happen. Even they cannot get the exactly the location where they can build the energy mining or business. Then they engage with us. We can give them proper information, of course, then try to give them the best way how to get the G2G tender. Yeah, so we have from the beginning how to execute it more smooth and success.
Okay, Ken. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, what you mentioned is actually very, very true. I totally agree, Bu. You know, like how it depends on who you are engaging and who you are talking to. Okay, it's actually the last 10 minutes. Very good session that we are actually engaging quite a few things with each other. But okay, I think it's the last 10 minutes. So actually, I think it'd be nice if we give some of our participants to just have to introduce themselves, and then we can take this forward. I think this is quite a deep topic. That I think there'll be more questions in the group chat where people can follow up. And so maybe we can have 8 minutes, so probably about 2 minutes each. We have heard from our speakers. Maybe we can have we can start with our one of the most prominent logos on our posters usually, SMCCI. Probably Miss Nur Farhana, just a shout out that you can like introduce SMCCI, because just now Mr. Daniel also was talking about SMCCI. Then Mr. Fazudin was like, you know, he was like nodding, you know, so what's this SMCCI you know about? Please.
Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm Nur Farhana. I'm working in SMCCI as part of the business development department. So one of the key departments, one of the key portfolios I'm handling is actually internationalization. So this cross-border networking session done by Torch is actually one of the activities. Torch is actually one of our internationalization program partner. I think most of you all already know what I'm actually doing. I do internationalization programs to overseas and also in local, whereby if overseas, it'll be more on business mission and deal hunter program, whereby business owners get to go overseas to network with business owners in the overseas countries, and to also get deals from these events, these sessions. Then apart from that, locally, we do have inbound delegation, whereby we got invitations from overseas delegates coming over to Singapore to network with our SMCCI members. So sometimes it's more of like a business matching session, information session on investment opportunities in the overseas countries that they actually come to network with our SMCCI members. Then apart from that, I'm also handling certificate of origin, which involves more on the exporting of goods from Singapore or from overseas, transit in Singapore to overseas also. So that's for that. Then apart from that, I'm also assisting my membership department to promote the international membership to the people in Zoom networking. So for first year, it's free. Subsequently, it's payable for a certain amount, which is stated in our SMCCI website. So yep, I'm glad to see everyone, new faces in this Zoom networking, and it's a fruitful, fruitful session today. Especially it's close to heart, especially in the area of accounting and tax, because I'm trained in accounting and finance back in uni last time. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much, Farhana. There you go. You know, you found a new fact about Farhana this week. Yeah? She's also a trained financial advisor. And actually, I'm going to give an additional fact. She has a blog about financial advice. So you got to ask her the link yourself because I earn it that way. Yeah, and if I may, the trade chambers does give quite considerable strong support to its members, and they have a international membership scheme where you can come on board as an international member, complimentary for the first year. I encourage our foreign friends to take that opportunity. They have a thriving in Telegram chat group where people share ideas and their product services. So thank you so much, Farhana. Appreciate it a lot. A quick one with someone who is also very closely related to SMCCI, SMCCI's former treasurer, Pak Majid. How do you get the nickname Pak Majid? You got Pak Majid, you got another name on Facebook, and then now I see Majid in here. Mr. Majid, sorry, sir. I used to serve under Pak Majid. So I was the membership manager, Pak Majid, the treasurer. So, sir, please, unmute, sir. I'm not going to unmute, sir. Are you press unmute, sir? Okay, thank you. All right, yes, sir, please.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Yeah.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, I was formerly also on treasurer of the SMCCI. As times goes by, there's a lot of changes, and the changes are much better and better. SMCCI is one organization, I think every one of local, especially local Singaporean again, should participate. There's a lot of advantage if you join them, and then if you don't know anything, you can ask them. They are the expert. They can link you up to anywhere you want to. Yeah. Okay, I am running a travel business. Why some calls me Pak Majid, some call me Mike. Very interesting though. Okay, I am very popularly known in the Indonesian market, both in the travel and in the embassy. That's why they used to call me Pak Majid. And at the same time, I'm also very active in the Filipino community groups in the embassy as well. So most of the people will always call me Mike. That's how I got this name, Mike, actually. So, well, just the namesake only, that's all. I'm running a travel and for about 10 years. And right now is really almost a doomsday. Nobody will travel now. Even over across to Batam or even to Malaysia or JB, nobody will travel. So I think it's good that we have this Zoom and we can exchange and explore ideas. One of which I just capitalized on when this Siraj and Daniel were talking about, or rather Siraj was talking about setting up a company in Indonesia. Because if during your meeting with group of business people, these people might not know how to incorporate a company. You must go to the right person, like what Mutia has said. When you go to the right person will give you the correct advice, how to set up and what is required. So we don't have to go around the bush and then we end up, after 1 year, nothing happened. Right? So likewise in Singapore, you get to the right person like Daniel, he's specialized in this incorporation, and then go to him. And I don't know about Thailand, Panumat. If you are in the if you are related to this incorporation, then you can give a proper advice to them. So, right?
Thank you.
Well, that's about it. I wanted to mention.
Thank you, Mr. Majid.
Wait for the right time to start my travel again.
Sure, Mr. Majid. We definitely always wish you our best support, and whenever you have something going on, do share with the group.
Sure.
And actually, you guys, especially like our brother Panumat from Nanatiwat, if there's something that you want to promote about Nanatiwat,
there's an opportunity. I
will want to talk to Mr. Majid.
My to venture into Indonesia and Philippines.
Correct.
travel industry, but this is not the right time now.
Yeah, sure, no problem, Mr. Majid.
Okay,
let's go for Mr. Suki. Probably about a minute. I saw you with that billboard thing. I need to unmute. I hope to unmute you. Can Mr. Suki, please unmute yourself. Unmute.
All right.
Yes, that thing you were sharing. Maybe you can have a minute to just share a little bit more, and then yeah, please.
Is that the thing that you saw that I put on
Yeah.
Facebook? Right?
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
That is what I call an eye walker. It's from Scotland, digital tech company, media company from Scotland. We are working with them to bring it over to Asia, basically. So this is the first time we are bringing it four units.
So that one can be programmed to any message that you want, and then it just goes on a.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's connected to the cloud. It's connected. It's the content management service. The content management is connected to the cloud.
So all right. Yeah. I mean, it used to be static, right? Just a poster where people walk around, but now it's
totally changing all the time. Like someone wants to come to you and say, "Hey, can I immediately want to what do you call this? Advertise something for me for 5 hours?" You can actually do it in the office and put their content and just flash it, so we can control it.
Awesome.
By the way, what's the cost of it? What's the cost? By the way, what's the cost?
That one is not for sale right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not for sale because we are currently renting it. Hopefully by September we are going to bring our own units when we already ordered for our own units to be in Singapore. And basically we are talking about at least to 50 to 100 if market is good from now until 2020.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Suki, do share with us once you have those units. Not to mention about buying or something, but how if we want to run our messages on those machines, so it will be something very useful to all of us. I mean, buying storage and I think that operating it, right? So, but if we can have slots, how to put some ads at that billboard, walking billboard, more than happy to know more. And I encourage all of you to actually share insights, promotions, and in fact, this one just a bit of a request. If there is a promotion that you have, probably you can add another additional 5% for the group, or some group buy or something like that, and then just excite the group, if you wanna, then we have a group buy or something like that. Just sharing, yeah. Yes, Suki, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'll say something. I just want to share because I'm doing for the next 2 weeks, only 10 days. I'm doing a trial run. This is all a trial. So any company out there who wants to put your ad for 30 seconds for free.
Alamak. Awesome. I just asked one-liner.
Macam tu lah, Siraj.
How many, Berapa? 30 tadi? 10?
You have your 30-second marketing video for Torch. Just give it to us. We just load it up.
Okay.
And where are you going to walk around?
I already started this morning. Today is the first day.
How you plan to do it?
They will wear masks, sir. No problem. I think they will wear masks.
You know what? One thing, Sukri, I have got this idea when I saw this, or this what do you call that?
Eye walker.
Eye walker, okay. Because I actually in discussion with the ABS-CBN, a TV station in the Philippines.
Okay.
You were asking me to help me to source for people who can do poster walking around, you see.
Oh yeah.
I can introduce this to them because they every now and then they have got movies, concert, where they want to advertise.
Yes.
So you got this eye walker, you can run a clip, is it? Either they own it or they rent it from you, is it?
Can. Like I say, yeah.
They can post it and walk around the popular shops, and advertise for this.
Can just contact me. We get together because I'm the guy. So to say, we try to market it all over Asia. So they start in Singapore first.
Correct. Actually, our friends from Indonesia and Thailand, I actually encourage you to talk to Sulki about this because it provides a lot of income avenues if you know how to use this properly.
Yes,
correct. Because you can do from timing, from location, from actually smart, brother, smart.
Because this is a long negotiation. We've been negotiating for the last 3 months.
So that's why right on Sulki's negotiation. So then you negotiate with him only, simpler. I don't want to negotiate the Scottish. We cannot understand their English. Okay, thank you so much, Sulki. Do share with us on that. Okay.
Will do.
Yeah, Shannon, anything? Shannon, no, unmute. The $500 laptop or anything else or something like that.
Hey, sorry. Maybe I'll just show you what I'm working on.
Okay.
So we are doing.
Are you asking us to work with you on that or not?
No. It's
okay,
just I'm the techie guy, right?
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry, sir.
Yeah, it's just a solution that I'm doing. I just switch off this irritating virtual background. So we are implementing a cheap video conferencing system for meetings. So this is Jabra Bluetooth speaker. I'm using it right now, right? And the camera that I'm moving around is actually a 180-degree field camera.
It's like panorama, huh?
It's not panorama. It is 180-degree. I'll just switch over to my MacBook camera just so that you can see it. So there you go. It's also by Jabra. And it has 3 cameras. So 1, 2, and 3.
So it's like white lens.
Panorama comes in. Yeah, so
it's a white lens.
180 degrees field view. So this thing costs about 1,004, and it's so small, and it's 1,004. I don't know how my client will react to it. I'm going to deliver it tomorrow. Yeah, it's $1,400 Sing dollars.
It's just a camera only.
Yeah, that's why it's such a small camera. It has its own video processing, so it's very hot. Yeah, because it merges the 3 cameras image into one. So if I switch back to the camera, okay, there. So it is like a fish eye, and it detects where you are. So if I turn back around, it's only me. But if it captures more people, then it will pan out to 180 degrees. So now it's only one camera, 60 degrees.
It's like a smart camera, huh? I mean, it's smart per se,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it do recording?
Recording is on the software, so if Zoom, then you can record on Zoom. But it acts as a webcam.
Shannon, what about the audio?
Audio, I'm using the Jabra Bluetooth speaker. So you are listening to me now using that Jabra speaker. This one that you're looking at.
All in, including the speaker.
The speaker is...
The mic, is it? Including the mic.
So this Bluetooth speaker is, I think, if I'm not wrong, $400. Yeah, so this $400, this 1,004. So 1,008.
I see all together.
Yeah, and I'm going to deploy it in a meeting room.
So you can see everyone at one time, right? You don't have different.
Especially like our office are very small, right? If you can get 180 degrees, then you can basically just use a small meeting room. The problem with small meeting room is usually you cannot see the people at the sides or nearer to the camera.
Correct.
So this one kind of
smart.
Can we claim this? Can we claim this under some kind of subsidy there?
Yeah, I'm going to try and register this as a solution in PSG.
Yeah.
You should actually.
Because
then
now
it's much more attractive.
Because now government encourage work from home, is it? Work from home. We can use all this gadget.
That's why. Then guys, you want to do the FB auction also easy. Got the whole FB auction, so one by one, all that. Okay, all right. But thank you, Shana. That's interesting.
Yeah, just sharing.
Okay. Iman, are you there, Iman?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
I know you are there. Okay, Iman.
Just
Maybe a couple of
watching and
words.
listening to all of you.
I feel watch from just now, so never mind. Iman, please. Iman. There you are. Iman.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Iya, Iman. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Gimana kabar semua baik-baik di Indonesia?
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, there's nothing much for me to update actually. Logistics has always been wonderful. So we have always been moving. We are starting a new company actually. Yeah, we're starting another new service, which is targeting on small parcels, especially from Batam and Johor.
Very nice. Straightforward, simple service.
Yeah, simple solution. And our company name is going to be very simple as well. And it's going to get stuck in all your head.
Sure.
And once I mention it, you're going to remember it for the rest of your life.
You're going to go it today?
Sorry? Yeah, sure. Because we're going to start it real soon. Now we're just doing, I mean, we could just start the business right away, but it's just that because we want to make sure that the back end is properly done, because it's going to be a lot of digitalization. So there's not going to be much of involvement of human in it that much, except for the back end. So we want to make it as easy as possible for people to just go online and register themselves and then decide to do what service they want to do, like pick up something from Johor or pick up something from Batam and then bring it back to Singapore. And the good thing is we are also in discussion with Bank Indonesia, because one of our key target is the UKM in Indonesia. So kind of, usaha kecil dan menengah. So hopefully something good happens out of it, and look up for it. It's going to happen very soon.
Do share with us when it's out.
Of course, definitely.
So certain maybe share with us like 3 minutes before you launch it. Then you feel like, wow, 3 minutes.
So we're going to launch it in a short while, and then I'm going to share it with all of you.
Okay, all right, awesome.
Thank you for giving me a few moments to just let out a bit of excitement.
Good on you, brother. Good on you. We are very happy about you doing this, and hopefully most of us can actually capitalize on this service.
Inshallah, I'm very sure, because there's still a lot of requests for small parcels, especially, all the while we have always been dealing for businesses, but I think now is the time. It's good to deal with consumers instead.
Correct.
You open yourself to a much bigger opportunity.
Yes.
So inshallah.
Yeah, correct. Thank you, Iman. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah. Bu Meliana, are you there? Ibu Meliana ada di sana? Okay, maybe. Yes. Yeah, salam Bu. Yeah, maybe you can. Waalaikumsalam. Maybe you can share 1-2 words about what you are doing.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I'm from Tanjung Pinang, Kepulauan Riau, Indonesia, and I'm glad to see all of you. And thank you very much for Mr. Sirat that gave me a chance to accompany and collaborated in this Zoom meeting. And I'm started in arts and cultural gallery that called Sanggar Lembayung. At first, my team is traditional dance and musical traditional for Malay Kepulauan Riau in Indonesia. And we also collaborated, perform in event and festival in Singapore and Malaysia. But now we are enlarge our team because the COVID pandemic come to our life. Some of gallery has been closed and must be shut down for the practice and the dancing. The arts must be closed too. Because of that, we are moved to the gallery in a kind of products that called tanja, and then costume, and also some kind of accessories for Malay, of like bros, like necklace and something like that. and I hope we can introduce our product and also can market that our product to Indonesia and also into Singapore or Malaysia.
All right, thank you,
Thank you very
Bu
much.
Melena. Appreciate it. And interesting, so very heritage based, very traditional. I heard dance just now, and also Tanja is actually
Yes,
that headgear for the guys, and oh, so interesting.
Yeah, before the pandemic come, there is one of Singaporean people come to our gallery and bring up about 100 pieces of tanjak and something to sell in Singapore. But I don't know where is the place exactly. But his name is Mr. Abdul Razak.
Mr. Abdul Razak.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Razak. Okay,
He said that he want to sell in Singapore and bring all of my merchandise on from Tanja and accessories. Like
the Singaporean guys, it could be Mecca International, Razak, Abdul Razak, maybe lah. Okay, but that's good. And in fact, I really see a synergy potentially with Pak Majid, you know, where we can do like a student trip, you know, and then go to Tanjung Pinang, because I went on a trip with Pak Majid to Batam, very good immersion cultural trip. So, you know, we can go to Tanjung Pinang, bring kids, students, learn a dance, and that's what Singapore schools like. And Tanjung Pinang is actually good because safety is our number one priority. So Bali now already almost gone, zero. No trips to Bali because it has been volcano, earthquake, you know, and all these things. So Tanjung Pinang potentially, hopefully when the borders are open, something to pursue in the future. Thank you, Bu Melena. Please stay in.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Melena, if you all could give me the program of tourist program, I'm sure people from deep south or Thailand people, they are looking for some place, a new destination to explore. So if you have a good program, just share with me. Then I should probably we have a business.
I hope I will be. Thank you, Mr. Panamat.
And also,
good collaboration.
Mr. Siraj, just now you were asking if the difference between Thailand and Selatan Thailand taxation. I don't know if I put the numbers. Is it?
Yeah, you did. It was quite clear. And if definitely if people want to know more, should actually engage in the group, and then can also message us or even private message you. It's something that we can.
I forgot to say 20 years free. Exempt the tax, and after that 50% of the normal tax. I put 50%. That is
20 years free tax, and then 50%
of normal tax, which is
normal tax.
Yeah, 3% will be 1.5%. So it's very.
But special promo only for the deep south, south of Thailand. Correct? Yes, south of Thailand. Because again, it is a place where the government wants to develop, and I can assure you, I won't say more than that until you reach Naratiwat. But Mr. Panumat has got direct contact with the governor of Naratiwat.
Yeah.
No, direct. So that I have seen myself. All right. So
actually,
guys,
Mr. Siraj, talk to the governor. If I may, I will show you the pictures.
I want to claim my dinner with him because he invite for dinner. Okay. All right. I'm so sorry. I mean, those who need to leave, I understand totally. I just going to run through a couple more of our friends before we end this session. So sorry, guys. It's always not like this. But sorry today. Iskandar Sharil. Okay. One thing about Iskandar, what I like about him, he has good webinar invites, and then he's got good articles with which I think almost daily, or at least once in 2 days, I will share in the group chat. When Iskandar keeps quiet, I'm like, hey, Iskandar something or okay or not? You know, because
I was driving earlier.
Yeah. So please, Iskandar, maybe a couple of words.
Okay, no problem. I put out earlier on the group chat. So about 2 weeks ago, I launched this product called kemtai.com, KEMTAI.com. Probably it's very early in the group chat. It's actually an AI-based virtual home fitness workout.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll put out the link probably in the group chat. So on last Sunday there was a whole, probably almost a full page write up about it. So basically it is working out from home. Example, you do just an example. Say you do a jumping jack or you do a squat. You just need a laptop. It's currently it's not available on the phone yet, but the technology is there. So you just need a laptop, and as long as the laptop has a camera and a browser, you can do your squats or your jumping jack and all that, and it will tell you whether you do it correctly or not. So that's the AI part of things. So yeah, okay. So this is a new tech startup. Launch only at the end of May globally. So I'm marketing it. We've got the rights for it in Southeast Asia. Started in Singapore. I'll share you guys with a link on the
Sure.
group
So it's
chat
like
after
your
this.
own tech personal trainer, if I may, right? Something like.
Yeah. So there are two ways to look at it. So for example, if you've not been to the gym and you just want to have a try, but you don't want to spend like $50, say $70 an hour for a trainer.
Sure.
But you just want to be, example today, or it's because of COVID, right? So you get a lot of Zoom classes. There's an instructor that tells you what to do, but the reality is that you do not know whether you do it correctly or not. But this one, it does. So I'll send you the link later on. I just want all of you to try and just give me a feedback. It's still on a beta version. Supposed to launch in November this year, but we brought forward because of COVID. So it is actually a tech startup that's new. So it's one of those things right now, quite cool. So like what you mentioned, you know, if you are new and you are shy to go to the gym, you can do it at home. If you are a gym goer, but you also travel for work and you don't have time to go to the gym, then you can get your personal trainer to have this as a complement to what they do. So meaning to say that the trainer is not there, but he can guide you, based on your scores.
So it's just he, not she.
Yeah. So
but let's try first, guys. Try first. You don't say price now. You try first. And take photo of the squad. Then share with us.
Okay, so
then we know you
the price is US $8 a month on an annual basis.
$8 a month.
Yeah.
Come on,
so
guys.
So that's equivalent to like 2 Starbucks or one upsize Big Mac meal. Okay.
So really, it's really nice to hear the Iskandar, because since that we are still in the COVID time, of course we need to do exercise. Maybe from my side, you can try to promote it to the B2B, because actually from the HR side, they have a corporate wellness program.
That's
so
right.
maybe you can approach the corporate, try to use your apps, or program, virtual program.
Yep, that's right. So thank you for bringing that up, because that is one of the target. And for corporate, depending on the size, we can actually have like a trainer. Once you go to the website, you will get to see that there are trainers to follow, like a real human. So if it's a private corporate, then I can have your trainer in your corporate colors to do it customized to your organization. Yeah.
Cool.
So I'll send you the Straits Times link. It's a Sunday Times, almost a full page. Alhamdulillah. So it was a good coverage.
Sure, buddy. Sure, definitely something.
If you want to bring to Indonesia, try to explore to engage with us, with MC.
Iya, udah booking udah reservation
Start to join already.
Because Siraj, like you and Pamaji said that why I try to send a quote every morning, because I have my own HR community. Now our member, we set up it since 2015. So our member now about 2,000 HR people divided into 6 group WhatsApp. So because I need to keep my my network and my
correct.
perspective. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah,
Because
that's
as
the
a
way.
consultant, I cannot depend on someone
Betul.
introduce me to the
Correct,
client.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we keep it
Correct.
to keep the networking. So
That's the whole
yeah,
idea. Correct.
yeah. So the 2,000 HR person from director and until the officer or staff in our group, it's come from the different industry and company. So it's really huge.
Yeah, good network that you have, and when you share, especially because that's why you were sharing the corporate something fitness program, because that
Yes,
is usually managed by
corporate wellness.
HR.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because corporate wellness,
Okay lah.
we do it since 2010. When I set up my own TPA, it's part of our program. How do we engage with the insurance company? How to maintain the health budget from the employee benefit. So
Very good.
exercise, body movement, of course,
Correct.
the medical checkup, insurance. That what we do. We try to make the budget from the company can cover all the needs of the employee. So it's good also from this program. Yeah, maybe we can engage. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for adding on, Bu Mutia. Thank you, Iskandar, for sharing that. Something.
Yeah, I will add on also. Every investor who engage with us, I don't only bring you into the proper setup support, but we bring you also or try to create you also the market, the new market for our client. That's what we offer.
Interesting. Yeah,
Thank you.
something to look into. Thank you guys. Okay, we have Ibu Tias Susilowati. Are you there, Ibu Tias? Tadi saya nampak kamu sebentar, langsung kamu hilang. Oh, di dalam mobil rupanya. Tapi bukan beromong dengan saya. Gembira pula tu. Okay, enggak apa-apa.
Hello.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I am driving.
No problem. You were happy. Yeah. Sure. Yes.
I'm so sorry because I should pick up. I am delivery for my batik. Hello, everybody. I am Tia Susilowati.
Were you here a couple of weeks ago or last week? There was someone doing batik, kan, Zaha?
Yes.
You were here, right?
Sunda, Akang. Sunda.
Yeah. Okay. Delivery here now. I see.
Hai Bu Mutia. Salam kenal.
Iya, salam kenal Mbak.
Ada Mbak Meli juga di situ. Everybody, I am Tia Susilowati. You can call me Tias. I am empowering women with batik handmade with covering stem, and we are made for the mark batik with the Ico dye color, and you can custom the batik. For example, for 12 Gurindam Pusaka, there is the name of my branding. And now I am very happy because the government follow up for our batik because I am the first for the time with the knowing about the batik in Tanjung Pinang. Mr. Siraj, maybe you can help me to knowing with your country or the others for the knowing about my
it's something that maybe you can share certain of your designs. And then Ibu Tias, are you in our group chat?
Yeah.
Ada
I
ya?
should. Yeah.
Ada ya di dalam. Okay. So do share with us and something to look into, because I always find batik quite versatile, whereby it can be your shirt, because it's the only formal shirt that can be worn tuck out. The rest shirt cannot must tuck in, and then for people like me, a bit become like Santa Claus.
Yes,
and then
thank you,
second one, it's a good corporate gift. You kasih batik as a corporate gift to a Chinese, to an Indian, or to anyone. People value the batik usually.
Yeah.
Not all batik are expensive. Some batik are very affordable, especially.
Matias,
Mbak Tia sudah bikin masker batik belum?
Oh, sudah dong, Ibu.
Masker
Sebentar saya
batik.
pamerkan.
One of my client also. Yeah.
And then I should have making for the tanjak batik. This one tanjak batik. This is Melly have. Melly made for me.
Oh.
Yeah, we are collaboration with
Wow,
Melly.
good.
Melly made for my custom with the batik. And then Bu Mutia, someday I will endorse you for make my batik. And Mr. Siraj, I will sending you for batik. For example, my custom it's a batik too. This is a resam made of resam. Resam it's a meaning of the suburb. In Bintan, it's a very much. I am analyzing about the resam. Resam it's nobody people about now about the suburb, and I pick up the suburb resam and I give it the motif with the resam. For example, like this one. This one the motif, the couple.
Yeah, I saw that. Purple.
This one only $3,000. $300,000.
Okay, all right, can. So about $10,
It's a very cheap Mutia. Saya merasa bahwa batik itu harus dimiliki oleh rakyat. Tidak boleh kita menjual harga mahal. Because batik everybody people can do that. Jadi jangan melulu image
itu satu
batik
warisan
itu
Indonesia kan? Ya, correct.
The content.
Batias ada di Tanjung Pinang.
Iya, saya asli Jogja, Bu Mutia. Pulau Jogja.
Mbak Tias, kita punya di Pekanbaru itu kita punya yang namanya APR. Jadi nanti batiknya menggunakan bahan fiber viskos dari plantationnya APR. So Siraj, we have a big plantation now in Pekanbaru.
I see.
Our client also, the company is APR, who produce the fiber viscose. So I suggest to all my client who doing the fashion industry to try to take viscose material. Jadi saran saya boleh pakai itu ya, gitu.
Ya, siap Bu Mutia. Karena viscose juga adalah saran terbaik dari UNESCO sampaikan bahwa kalau bisa kita menggunakan serat fiber tidak melulu dengan tekstil dan kita stop penggunaan tekstil dan pewarna batik yang sangat tidak aware dengan bumi. So I use usually the eco dye. Saya berusaha untuk menggunakan semesta, pandan, mengkudu, it's a chile, it's a very much, and then bauxite Bu Mutia, bauxite juga bisa dipakai untuk pewarna batik. It's a good color, like a terracotta. It's a good, nice color. I am recommended for you, Miss Mutia. I will endorse you.
Correct, good, interesting. Yeah, interesting about batik. So guys, if you have any ideas about batik, do contact Butias. I think
one question if you don't mind. Yang APR tu, so it is basically eco-friendly, that's the main thing.
APR.
Bahan apa itu?
It's fiber.
Kayu.
Terbuat dari serat nanas kalau nggak salah ya Bu Mutia ya. It's a fiber from the pineapple.
Bukan.
Oh, different ya?
Bukan. Jadi dia from the yang namanya acacia seed ya. Jadi dia nanti jadi pohon, kemudian jadi serat kayu, kemudian jadi fiber, pulp, and kemudian fiber. Fiber itu yang digunakan untuk mereka punya produksi untuk fashion. Jadi intinya green product Sanan. So
acacia tree.
Sorry?
Acacia tree.
Acacia tree, yes. Acacia tree. So the biggest one and just official launch by President Jokowi in May.
I see.
Yeah,
I see Bu Mutia. It's a very eco dye, very friendly for the material. I love it.
Yeah.
But expensive Bu Mutia.
Tidak, kalau nggak mahal kalau lewat saya.
Love it, love it. I love
Not
it.
expensive if ya Bu Mutia ya.
What is the traditional material for batik now?
Can be from cotton, but also we try to bring all from Indonesia for the rayon or the viscose,
Yeah, it's a different ya Bu Mutia. It's a very different.
Itu ya websitenya yang AP Rayon itu ya.
APR ya, APR Rayon.
AP Rayon kan ya.
Boleh diekspor.
Someday I will be approval with Miss Mutia, a company together.
Yeah. All right. Great. Okay.
So I think that go ahead, Siraj.
Yeah.
No, just one more person, and then we can have a free networking lah. Just a single.
I see.
Kita dah masuk lah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I see. It's nice.
Yes, that's nice because I have used it, the viscose and APR in my costume when Festival Batik Nusantara. And
Kalau
it's
nggak
a
mau
good
mahal
price.
baru kontak saya ya.
Okay, Bu Mutia, I will contact you.
Send me your contact, Mutia.
Ya nanti sama Mr. Siras ya.
Boleh, bisa. Yeah, I think Ibu Mutia pun dalam grup WA kami. So yeah.
Invite me in our group. We all together.
Correct.
We are sharing about the.
Definitely, inshallah. Okay, Bu Darwisha, are you there? Our final participant, Bu Darwisha, are you there?
Okay. So
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Drive carefully, ya. Bu Tia, take care. Bye, Mbak. Yeah.
Salam.
All right. Exciting. Bu Darwisha, or actually Miss Darwisha. I'm also not sure where you are from. Darwisha? Okay, I think never mind. No problem. I think Darwisha also driving to deliver something. Okay, great. Wow, till 5:37. Thank you so much for spending 2.5 hours with us. I'm so glad, because from just these things we receive information. We receive information from Bu Mutia, from our brother Panumat, and also our two speakers, Mr. Daniel and also Mr. Fazluddin. So we already know these are the 4 people that can actually assist us in venturing into their countries. That's first thing. And then we also have, when we were sharing a few things, we know we can have a personal trainer to watch us doing a squat, and whether we are doing it right or not. I've seen the link coming out. We know batik, and there's a potential for masker batik. Actually, I know of a friend, and I think obviously Ibu Tias and Ibu Meliana, I think Ibu Mutia also might know, where actually Indonesia, they can do batik and incorporate your logo. Yeah. Because their companies actually use that normal. Udah normal di sana, So I did one for Torch Group, and then they could, I was like, really, can you do? He said, okay, Pak, no problem, can do. Then actually, we didn't, dia punya design, dia tanya saya, what kind of design you want? What kind of colors? Oh, I say about cream, whitish, and I think about 15-20 minutes, the design came out. Ya Pak, udah, desainnya udah di WA. Nah, ini desainnya. Quite nice, So, and most of them, I think maybe our friends here also can confirm, they don't need huge MOQ. 1-2 piece, okay. 3-4 piece, no problem. I mean, there is a cost. Obviously, if you do more, SMCCI can do something for members. Together, batik. All right. Well, it's a nice corporate. I think this one was Pak Majid might know lah. Have been discussed for many years, inshallah. Okay. So we have round up, and that's the whole idea. I think some of us were asking what's the whole objective about our Zoom networking, and I wouldn't say there is a very strict objective and a structure like other networking programs, but what I look at is actually when we look into it, when we actually utilize it, there's actually a lot of context in this group. Don't forget, I just still remember Suki with his promo. I'm looking forward to that. 30 second. Zah, cepat Zah, sebelum lain-lain dah ambil slot kita. Okay. Okay, alright. Iman with that, short, small parcel thing. So guys, lots of stuff. I'm excited. So till then, please continue sharing, discussing in our group WhatsApp. I've added some of the new guys who came about today. And yeah, let's do this, guys. I see you guys again next week. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Dah. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Iman. Oh, Iman. Kau punya mic lah. Unmute. Hello.
Ya, Tuan.
Bila kita nak celebrate Liverpool punya win ni? Alamak, aku tunggu mesej kau.
Hari-hari aku celebrate lah.
Kenapa ni Liverpool punya club president Singapore ni tak kontak aku ni?
Macam bila? Lama so tak nampak korang.
Itulah, sekarang dah boleh keluar dah. Okay
That's why. Jom, let's make a plan. Yesterday night I was just at Arab Street lah.
Ya, alamak. Sorry Mr. Panumat, you cannot join us. Zaha, you too far away.
And we can't go all the way there. We would love to, but we can't.
Hey, actually Thailand is ready. Malaysia, Indonesia not ready. So, our situation right now, 30 days already, no new cases. Belum ada. So,
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. And we are waiting for final stage of relaxing. Yang crowded place, yang stadium, yang concert, yang extreme lah, yang extreme risk, the most risky business lah. Yang lain semua back to normal.
Okay.
So hopefully Malaysia buka border cepat-cepat. You all take the direct flight from Singapore. I go fetch you up from to KB. Direct flight from Singapore to KB. I go pick you up from.
Kalau Malaysia dah buka, kita semua happy tau.
Ya, betul.
Tak boleh.
Have you
tak boleh bro
noticed Malaysia want to do travel bubbles, tak ada Thailand. That's very surprising. Thailand is, they should have.
Thailand
Singapore belum boleh keluar lagi.
Singapore now is better now.
Election, jangan tak kasih kita keluar. Kita dah undi, baru boleh keluar. Tak undi tak boleh keluar.
I think so lah. I think probably after, maybe by end of this month it should be okay lah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Tak. Aku rasa dia orang nak suruh kita merdeka dulu, betul tak? Ogos.
Alamak. Korang dah election, lepas tu semua orang merdeka ramai-ramai, tak ada siapa keluar negara, semua orang merdeka dalam negara sendiri. Lepas tu buka. Betul lah. Then it will be 9 August, 17 August and then 31st August and then baru September baru dia buka.
All together.
All of our national days are all in August.
Malaysia punya politik pun tak stable. Anytime kena attack ni.
Betul. Agree.
Bila parlimen buka lagi Malaysia?
I think is in July. Ni coming ni.
Kan? Dia nak table dan vote of no confidence tu kan?
Yes. So we'll see how lah. Apa-apa hal Indonesia is closed until end of the year lah. Itu cerita dia.
Oh, seriously lah?
Nangis Iman.
So kau hantar barang ya. Kau jangan datang sini bro.
Kau ada satu delivery of a human. Seluduk masuk Batam boleh?
Boleh. 10,000. 10,000 US.
10,000 US. Kau tengok ada servis seluduk.
10,000 US. Masuk Batam je.
your logistics service is operating soon lah, yang small version tu.
Yes, because we have been getting a lot of requests for small parcels. So in fact, I'm very keen to do it for Naratiwat also. But it's just that at the moment, you know, we have to, the link between Thailand and Singapore is obviously Malaysia. So we want to strengthen the Malaysia-Singapore part, and then we will follow up with, inshallah, the plan is also to go up north to Thailand.
Yeah.
There is a lot of, especially
Better go Naratiwat. Lu jangan masuk Bukit Kayu Hitam bro, please.
Kita support orang kita lah, orang kuat kita.
Please do come and take the trip to Naratiwat.
Bukit Kayu Hitam ada 200 trailer setiap hari.
Wow.
200 trailers
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously
Every traffic.
Naratiwat tak adalah lagi kan, sebab dia punya bridge tu tak adalah besar pun. Tapi still kalau nak buat logistik.
You mean there is a bridge from Naratiwat to
small river, Sungai Golok River. About
small bridge.
Yeah.
Tak payah pakai ferry.
Tak.
Kau kalau kemarau kau boleh cross je. Tak ada masalah.
Ada kayu, ada kayu, lori balak masuk.
Is okay.
Heavy traffic.
You never been there, right? If
Never.
you've been there
every month,
you will be shocked of your life, bro.
Kenapa shock?
So okay, you are so used to Singapore, Malaysia punya immigration kan, and how tight it is, right?
Correct.
Even Bukit Kayu Hitam pun is quite tight. Kat sana relax je, cozy je.
Convenient semua, very convenient.
Convenient.
Well, inshallah. I mean, of course, we are looking forward to see whatever that we can do, and you know, the road logistics is a better way to do business. Even though there is a lot of people, they don't mind. What I realized over this period they don't mind waiting. If the price is good and it's something they want, they don't mind waiting. So you will realize that even dekat Singapore, people buying things online, you don't get it immediately, although it is in Singapore. You get it like 2 days later, 3 days later. You know what I mean? You can't get it immediately, you see. But if you are able to give a service which is allowing them to get things like within like 3 to 5 days, you can dapat barang daripada Thailand ke, daripada Malaysia ke, daripada Indonesia ke. Yeah, to them it's fast enough.
Yeah. In fact, Sungai Golok border with Rantau Panjang, Kelantan, it's second busiest selepas Bukit Kayu Hitam. Kayu Hitam is the first busiest border trading di Thailand. The whole Thailand, the first busiest is Kayu Hitam. Second is Sungai Golok. But yet the traffic of lorry dan orang tak begitu teruk di Bukit Kayu Hitam tu. It takes hours sometimes to.
My father used to run a restaurant. When my father used to run a restaurant, he used to have cooks from Naratiwat. And
tapi dah balik lah.
Yeah, dah balik, dah lama, long time ago. So we used to have all the Muslim boys from Naratiwat coming down and working at the restaurant here, you know, and they make lovely food, very, very nice food. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Naratiwat.
Yeah. We start just jalan-jalan dulu. Then you can see so many things.
If you plan to go to Naratiwat, I suggest you to puasa for 1 month.
Bahasa nampak.
Puasa sebulan, sampai sana makan.
Oi, best lah. Makan aja InsyaAllah.
Okay,
okay, brothers. Thank you so much for your time.
Right.
And
thank you. I will go through this detail that you are asking, and then I'll talk to you again.
Ini Shana nak buka Thailand main office ni.
I need to be in 3 countries to be international kan? Kau cakap kan?
Bila aku cakap?
What is you man? Not you Siapa? Daniel lah kan?
Aku cakap aku dah 3 country, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia aku dah.
Kau dah international. You can do Indo-Box International.
Tak ada babe, aku punya company baru punya nama aku buka kasih korang aja Aku tak cakap ni, tak ramai boleh cakap.
Nanti on live Facebook
Oh, serius eh? Alamak, tak boleh.
Yeah, aku off.
Oh shit.